2, 1, 2. Yeah, heaps of go. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Come this way. Come here, mommy. Here. Come here. Yeah, what money? Ada bubar mi? Ada bubar mi?
Turan pela wingun trakning ya kutruam. Turan pela wingun trakning ya kutruam. Trakning ya kutruam. Turan pela wingun 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 trak. Ke ora do kamna ngana. Wingun trakning ya kutruam. Ingrai. Turan pela wingun trakning ya kutruam. 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 Ke ngau jangaram. Ngau jangaram ke belum reply yang mana? Ngau jangaram. Stand up. Kai. Kau nak kerau. Kerau ngau jangaram. Anak pakai? Anak pemamada? I just want to thank Palmerston Magpies players for their wonderful gesture in participating in this smoking ceremony. Thank you to Palmerston players. Thank you and for the umpires to participate with us, the Tiwi people. So we're going to do the send-off now. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Up!
Up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage for the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here for the round 3 action at the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. This afternoon, the Palmerston Magpies take on the Tiwi Bombers. Hi, I'm Nick Danks, and joining my commentary with me this afternoon is Stuart Davis. Good afternoon, Stuart. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Nick. Looking forward to this. Bit of ceremony happening before the game. Obviously, there's been some unfortunate circumstances on the Tiwi Islands over the last month or so, and just recognising that, and we're going to shortly have a minute's silence. But this should be a fascinating contest.
Yeah, what are you expecting from today's game?
Yeah, well, obviously Tiwi's form line over the last couple of years has not been good at all, but they had their first game in round 2 last week out at Fred's Pass against Southern Districts, and we're in the game for right until the end, lost by a couple of goals, so a much improved effort, and hopefully they can follow that up. And Palmerston, fair to say, were disappointing in round 1. Most people would have expected them to beat Wanderers, and they went down, so they've got something to answer to coming into this game.
Yeah, it's been just over 12 months since Tiwi had their last win, but as you said, last week was pretty good. We're just waiting now for the minute silence. It's a warm afternoon here in Darwin, currently 33 degrees, light winds to the airport end, so that's right of your screen as you're watching it. The last time these two sides met was in round 17 last year, with the Magpies winning by 44 points. It was also the last time that Palmerston won a game. Of course, they didn't make the finals and had, as you said, a disappointing game in round 1. And amazingly, in round 3, both of these sides already had their byes, so they've got a couple of big runs coming through. Yeah, that's right. So, obviously the loser out of this game stays at the bottom of the table, and the winner kick-starts their season. So toss has been had. I think Tiwi won it kicking to the airport end by the looks. And we've got an amazing first couple of rounds here in the top end, where every side, apart from the Buffs, who have got a week off this week, of the only undefeated side after 2 rounds. So every other side is 1-1. So this is where we sit today with these guys are set at 0-1 because they had the bye. As you said, the winner of this game will move slightly into the middle of the table with the rest of them, which is the way we want it. Had a classic game last night while we've got you at Gardens Oval. You were lucky enough to be there as the reigning premiers went down by a point. Oh, incredible game. At different stages, it looked like either side had the game won, and in the end it went right down to the wire with the ball in Waratah's forward line as the siren went, and with a point in front at that stage. So yeah, great game of footy, great crowd there last night at Gardens Oval. It's a terrific venue for Friday night football. So a couple of tough weeks for Waratah, because of course they were well in front last week here against St Mary's, but outstanding final quarter by Dylan Lant, and St Mary's came away with the points there as well. So Waratah back-to-back defeats for the premiers, but nothing to be too shy about. They only lost by a couple of points in either. Yeah, that's right. And they've obviously got good players to come into that side from last night, but you'd rather win them than lose them, Nick. Yep. And they, as it is, they sit 1 and 2 on the ladder when they could have easily been 3 and zip. Absolutely. Other games on today, Norville going on at the moment. Southern District's taking on St Mary's. Looks a good game early on that one. We'll keep an eye on that. And of course, straight after this game at 7 o'clock, the Tigers take on Wanderers. So that should be a good one as well. So a great day of footy up here in the top end.
Yeah, all good contests, I think. So yeah, it's the footy's terrific to start the season.
So we're getting ready for this one. Have you got a tip for this? It's a bit of a 50-50 game, you think?
Yeah, Palmerston got a couple of recruits, but I think I like the look of Tiwi, actually.
Yeah, they've got Anthony McDonald-Tipperwoody out there. He might have had a few runs around.
Yeah, I think he'd be better for the run last week.
Yep.
So Kane Fuller just runs underneath that one from the first bounce, and Palmerston the opportunity to get the first clearance away as Young gets wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be another go at the ball up. So just a standing jump there from Carlson Cantilla. Sees Tiwi with a chance to get it forward, or cleverly tapped over the top, but Orville just couldn't quite take possession of the ball as the Palmerston defenders came in, and Jamie Ewell saw it over the boundary line for a throw in the left forward pocket for Tiwi. As we said, kicking to the airport end of the ground in this first quarter and favoured by a bit of a breeze out there. So from that ruck contest, it's close to the boundary line again. Hams at ground level, got it through the hands. Young through to Ewell, and Ewell out wide to Patrick. Jonty Patrick, his kick's chopped off though, out by the 50-metre line. But again, good defensive work. The ball spills out in the tackle, and incorrect disposal is the decision. And it's Palmerston the chance to work the ball out of defence as Hams chips it across to Driscoll. He goes straight up the middle of the ground, and now Palmerston are off and running as they get towards the centre of the ground. Lampton picks up on the half volley, gives it back to Bailey Young. Young goes around the boundary line, but just a bit too far there for his teammate, and chopped off. So a couple of leads coming, but ignored as Jacob Brown goes close to the boundary line. It's paddled out towards the boundary line there by Thaddeus Port Jimmy, but couldn't keep the ball in, and it's over for another boundary throw in.
Where they've set themselves up in a zone defence. They're not going man on man, so they've got a couple of loose guys at the back already, so going to keep pushing forward.
So from almost a catch and throw there, but allowed to get away with it. Picked up by Cantilla again, got the hand pass across. It swings back here to Stanley Tipalura. He hand passes out wide to Kurt Dunn, and Dunn gets the 1-2. Hand pass back now through some traffic, kicks deep into the right forward pocket there. Here's an opportunity with a snapshot at goal around the corner, but just too much on that one from Roy Cantilla, and through for a behind. So first score of the game to Tiwi as Palmerston take it round the outer side of the ground, and players running out there. Lucas Edmonds on the end of this one just settles things down. Didn't have much in front of him now. X to go short, and Bailey Young switches into the centre of the ground where Ewell takes the mark. Ewell looking to move it on quickly, but Tiwi have worked back pretty well defensively and got numbers back. Ewell runs around the player on the mark, kicks long down towards full forward. Mark Spilk down there, and at ground level trying to paddle it away, but the kick into the goal square. There was a goalkeeper waiting back there, and Brown kicks straight up the middle of the ground. Orville in the centre half back tries to get round an opponent, then loses the ball in the tackle, and taking advantage now. Young kicks inside. It was an ugly looking kick, but it was effective because it's gone straight to Edward Darcy there, about 20 metres out directly in front.
When he had the ball stripped there, I think he was expecting the umpire's whistle because he stopped, and the umpire said play on, and as you said, an ugly kick straight up forward.
So Darcy leans back on that. He's just pushed it out to the right, I think. Yeah, just a bit of a lazy approach at goal that time, and a bit behind arm.
Yeah, he didn't kick through it, did he? He just sort of stabbed at it and got what he expected.
So at ground level, picked up by Henry Kiranua, got the hand pass back, and now a kick out towards the grandstand wing. Fuller with the hand pass inboard, put his teammate under plenty of pressure, Edmonds, but ball's caught up underneath, had no prior opportunity, and it'll be a ball up once again. So Fuller gets the hit out, but it's Tiwi with the clearance, and they get it down towards half forward now as Braden Rioli against Ashton Hams there. Hams, with his experience, did really well there, got it out, and now Yule running out of defence. Ham passes long forward to Brandon McConnell. McConnell kicks long towards centre half forward, punched away from behind by the Palmerston forwards, but it's all Tiwi running out of defence as the ball's drilled down where Orville takes it on the bounce, gets a... Whoa! There's just a bit of a high one there, and Tiwi players reacting a bit, but it's Kim Cantilla. I'm sure there was no malice in that. Nick just caught him high as he was trying to run past.
Yeah, I think he was got caught by his speed, and yeah, I don't think there was any malice, and he just clipped him. He did go down well though, but we'll see if we can get a replay of it. Here it is.
Bit of a swinging arm,
yeah, a bit of swinging arm. Maybe that might get looked at.
Cantilla's all right though as he plays on and kicks long into the forward half. Rioli from behind couldn't take the mark. He's back in the action now. It's scrambling at ground level, but Hams fishes out the hand pass, and Palmerston bring it away again. It's close to the boundary line and couldn't be kept in. So Bailey Young once again, he's everywhere over the ground in the early stages of this first quarter, but couldn't keep that one in play.
Tiwi got some pace on them. They're just missing that final finish every time, and they just, if they get that one right, they could be very, very dangerous today.
Boundary throw in at ground level. Henry Kiranua looked to be tackled without the ball, and that's the way it's been called. So a free kick just inside the forward 50 would take his best from there, you would think. He's looking around to give off, but changes his mind now. Henry Kiranua, of course, coming across from Waratah this year, him and Kim Cantilla. So back to Tiwi, runs around the player on the mark, kicks along with the left. The kick looks pretty good. It's going right to the line. It's going over the line. And through for the first goal of the match. And he knew exactly what he was doing. Just got that extra yardage running around the player on the mark and set it up and let the breeze carry it through.
Yep, that stand mark certainly helped him there. He just got that extra 4 or 5 metres he needed, and he looked pretty confident once he got onto it.
So he kicks the goal, the first goal of the game, and he's back into the centre for the restart. So a good start there from Tiwi. First goal on the board, and a confidence booster there for Kiranua.
There's a slight breeze to the right of screen. It will be 1 or 2 goals maybe. It is picking up a little bit now, but and it will get stronger during the day as we get in towards the night time.
So from the restart, Kane Fuller almost uncontested, but bursting through is his opposition ruckman Carlson Cantilla. He drives forward on the left to the top of the goal square. Well, that's just about smacked him in the face. Rioli takes the ball, gets tackled, and the ball spills out. Another strong tackle down there, and it's wrapped up. And it'll be a ball up about 15 metres out from the Tiwi goal. So from that ball up, there's a pack of players there as it comes to ground level, just squirts out towards the grandstand side. Again, the ball picked up and the tackle made straight away. And that was Roy Cantilla laying the tackle there on Tate Barrett. Big leap, and now Johnny Patrick clears from defence. Sliding marks on the knees, nicely taken by Edward Darcy. He plays on straight away, got a running player forward, and he hits that player Haynes. Haynes swings around, he kicks high in towards the middle of the ground, doesn't give his forwards much hope there as the ball spills, and taken by Jacob Brown. He's slung to the ground but maintained possession, and it'll be a ball up once again. So Fuller and Cantilla this time gets it down to Tipalura long down to half forward, but Ashton Hams is just sitting back in the hole there, read that one beautifully as he always does, and now switches to the outer side of the ground where Cale Cossack was running for him. He delivers to Riley Boyle, and Boyle goes short around the outer wing, or the mark spilt out there, but had enough time to recover, and Boyle chips wide again and close to the boundary line and over, in fact. So free kick to Tiwi, just backward of centre wing on the outer side of the ground.
unlucky for Palmerston there because they had some runners going through. Just that drop mark just took the flow of the game, the play out.
So Thompson goes back to Kurt Dunn. Dunn's got players in the middle of the ground. He sees Brown there and delivers. He plays on straight away short and finds Henry Karanua once again in the centre of the ground. Karanua decides to switch wide, looking for Thaddeus Portjimmy, who takes the mark. He plays on now, chip pass, but that's gone in between two players, but through the hands, and gives Tiwi the opportunity as the high ball comes in to the forward pocket there. But again, Palmerston in defence able to get their hands on it, and they're working it through the hands under plenty of pressure as Driscoll got it away, or cleverly tapped through the legs and gave Yule an opportunity to run onto it. But again, good work in the good forward pressure from the Tiwi forwards down there, and not allowing any easy possession out of defence for Palmerston as Young swoops in and hand passes back to Patrick. Patrick swings it out to half-back, but again, it's Tiwi, but that one's been adjudged a throw, I think. Just a bit of a scoop, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was. It was definitely... he had the right idea, but he just took too long with the throw.
Hams again, the general at the back, receives and now kicks long, looking for Fuller out here, but it's not going to reach him. But Fuller runs onto it now, does well to paddle it across to Wills, and now Fuller again chips passes forward and finds his teammate Haynes at half forward. Haynes gets it out in front of the leading forward down there, but he was under plenty of pressure. A couple of Tiwi defenders on him and saw it over the boundary line.
Defence from both sides has been really good. Certainly Palmerston coming out defence with the handballs looking really good as well.
So from the boundary throw in, Cantilla hand passes over the top, and now they're looking to go forward again, but once again Hams just in the way, reads the ball beautifully behind the play and delivers as well. And he's found Bailey Young. Young switches back out grandstand side to Wills, who was just standing all alone out here. He's looking to go short, but Jonty Patrick wasn't ready for it. Now chips along the line. Mark spilt by Haynes down there and picked up by Babui. He kicks along now. Hams sitting behind this one once again, takes another mark behind the play. Got a little bit of attention, but nothing in that, and he'll go back and take his kick. And he goes short again to Young. Young chips in short to Yule. Yule's got one in the middle, but goes back to Young. And of course, this has allowed Tiwi to get back in defence and get numbers behind the ball, and makes it hard for Palmerston to find a clear target to go to up forward. But thumped away from behind by Brown, and sees it over the boundary line. So that punch from behind made about 30 metres and got it down for a boundary throw in right in front of the Palmerston interchange gate.
It's certainly got players back too. They had about 3 extra players back there defending, which of course makes it hard when they come out. So maybe the throw-in was a benefit for them. So
Brown, Orville it was, bursting through, got that onto the boot. Hams running back with the ball. Cleverly done, gets a hand pass looking for Lambton, but he was under plenty of pressure from Roy Cantilla, and ball spills over the boundary line again. So where are we? 13 minutes gone this first quarter, just the 1 goal on the board.
Yeah, it's been all defence at the moment. It's and a bit scrappy in the midfield.
So from the contest, Tiwi again clearing away, and a shot at goal, swinging back on the breeze, looks good. It's Timothy Babui, and his teammates get around him. That's another goal to Tiwi. Just excellent ruck work once again. And the big fella Carlson Cantilla, Tiwi have struggled in the ruck for a number of years now, and Carlson Cantilla, just a young fella, 19 years of age, and he's got a bit of height and spring about him, so he's a really handy inclusion for him.
Absolutely, he's winning all the tap-outs, and not that, and certainly around the ground he is as well, but really clearly he's directing his passes pretty well. There was a nice touch on there to lead into the goal, and he's had a great first quarter.
He's even had a couple of clearances himself, so yeah, been very impressive early in this first quarter.
So Magpies 1 point, Tiwi Bombers 2 goals, 1-13. Obviously a 12-point lead to the Bombers at coming up to the 15-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So Patullo into the ruck, but Cantilla won the hit out again, and sweeping hand pass out wide gives Port Jimmy the chance to run onto it. He switches back in between two Palmerston players and then delivers inside the forward 50 beautifully. And this is reminiscent of the Tiwi football that we knew 6 or 8 years ago. Nick just really running and using the ball beautifully.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago when they made that run after Christmas into the finals, and that's the sort of footy they played. It was just out of the centre quickly and then giving their guys a shot at goal. And they're pretty handy finishes there. A bit inaccurate last week, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, Dale Cunningham with the set shot. Kicks on the way. It looks pretty good. It's straight through the middle once again. So Palmerston with the work to do here. They've got to get their thinking caps on, because Tiwi are just running right at the moment. Got players running loose and they're using the ball beautifully.
As we said, it's a breeze to the right of your screen. It's worth about 2 goals, but Tiwi 3-1 to 1 point. But Palmerston just haven't done anything much up forward at all. They had the one shot early in the game that it was pushed right, and apart from that, they've not caused any trouble in the forward 50 at Tiwi at all.
Yeah, I think in the round 1 game that we were, I was part of the commentary team, and that we're just critical of them just chipping the ball around and not willing to sort of take it on and get the ball in quickly to give their forwards a chance. So it certainly opened the same way here. It's obviously the game plan, but not sure if it's effective. So they've got the chance here though with the advantage free kick. Wills chips the ball out wide looking for Wharf. It's thumped away from behind by Blackney Nota, and he gets a hand pass, but reading it well was Levi Grigg, and chips the ball forward. Wharf spilt that mark again, but still battling for it at ground level, but gives away the free kick, and Michael Dunn it'll be for Tiwi, who will tidy up with the free kick from half back. Yeah,
Ryan Wharf there was pleading for a free kick himself, but in the meantime he'd given one away, but it was a nice try to cod the umpire there.
Good delivery once again, finds Kim Cantilla. He wheels around straight away and he's off and running, has a bounce and a second as he gets towards centre half forward. Third bounce now, steadies and kicks towards goal. He's got a player on the goal line, and the pass hits him. It's Roy Cantilla down there, who just snuck out behind the Palmerston defence, and was Kim Cantilla having a shot, or was he passing it to Roy? Maybe he was passing it. It looked like it hit him pretty well right on the line, but he's on a pretty tight angle here. But players are pretty good at these types of things these days, as Cantilla swings around, brings it back, but not enough. Yep, so through for behind.
If you ask him at quarter time, he was definitely passing, but by the time he had his 3rd or 4th bounce, I think he only had one thing in mind. It was goal of the year he was looking for. 3 goals, 2-20 to 1 point, 70-minute mark of the first quarter.
Hams to bring the ball back in for Palmerston. Got a couple of leads short. He's looking for something longer at this stage, but really hasn't got much, so decides to go short to the outer side, and finds Yule out there, who now just jogs forward with no one on the mark and kicks around the outer side. Punched away from behind again, and Tiwi set up pretty well behind there. Use it to Michael Dunn. He chips the ball down towards centre half forward. Through the hands. Ball slips out, and now another chance for Tiwi. The ball's banged on the boot there by Jason Purantarameri Jr. and it's another Tiwi goal. So Jason Jr. kicks his first goal for the match. I'm pretty sure that this would be his 2nd game in Tiwi colours, and it was an excellent finish once again.
4 goals, 2-26 to the Magpies, 1 behind only. They said they've not done much forward at all, the Magpies. To the Bombers are taking their opportunities. Apart from that one they missed early in the game, when they've had a go, they've done pretty well. Yeah, they do look dangerous, don't they, at ground level, and Palmerston just need to get control of the ball a bit and maybe get a bit more courageous themselves going forward. And it's great for the league with teams like Tiwi and Pint last night and whatnot coming through as well. Just a bit of competition every week is fabulous, and Tiwi especially would be great if they can keep performing like this. I know it's only early in the season, but they look really good.
So Fuller in the ruck for Palmerston, paddles it forward on the 2nd attempt. Edmonds gets a hand pass out there to McConnell. His quick kick forward was wrapped up by the Tiwi defenders streaming out, and now the ball at ground level again, and Palmerston defenders are worried as it's picked up by Orville this time on the left foot. He kicks long towards goal. It's floating all the way through. Brock Orville gets on the scoreboard as well with a terrific finish from centre half forward, and you could see once the ball hit the ground, Ashton Hams and the Palmerston defence were really worried about the damage that the Tiwi forwards could do.
You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium as we've got the Palmerston Magpies taking on the Tiwi Bombers. Coming up at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, the Magpies are single behind. Tiwi Bombers looking exceptionally well. 5 goals to 32, a 31-point lead to the Bombers.
So Orville, the last goal kicker, of course, spent some time at Waratah a few years ago, but back in the NTFL and wearing the Tiwi colours as from the bounce down. Cantilla wins it, but taken from the middle by Barrett. He gives to Young, get back to Barrett. He swings it out wide. Now Young swooping around the back, just threw one hand at it. Lost control, but now kicks out wide in front of Wharf. It bounces in front of him. Again, he doesn't handle it well on the first occasion and puts himself under pressure as he comes in again. Might have caught a high tackle there, I think. So Ryan Wharf will go back and take the free kick out towards the outer wing. Decides to go backwards to Driscoll. Lampton right in front of us here calling for it, but he's about 70 metres away, so I don't think he'll kick it that far as Driscoll chips short back to Wharf again, and Wharf goes long. It's got over the back, and this gives Palmerston the opportunity, but the hand pass was just behind the teammate there, and just bursting through was Haynes. Got the hand pass out to Fuller. Fuller kicks long down towards full forward. Here's an opportunity, and the mark's taken down there, and I'm pretty sure that's Josh Patullo who's taken that mark, who impressed in round one, particularly early in the game, kicked a couple of goals, but he's an important recruit for them, and this is obviously an important shot for goal late in the first quarter. So player on the mark is about 25 metres out from goal. He's kicking into the breeze. Patullo comes in now, and kick looks all right. No, he's just swung it across the face of goal and through for behind. So a miss there that they really couldn't afford, and Tiwi will bring the ball back into play, grandstand side, as Brown receives and now kicks long along the wing, but Lampton's in front here. It bounces in front of him and goes over his head, and now at ground level, Hams read the ball well, ran off his opponent, and got the hand pass inboard. Jonty Patrick sees a player in the middle and chips it across and finds McConnell there. McConnell plays on, but he's run himself into trouble, but gets out of it and chips out wide, and now Palmerston looking to settle as Cossack chips up the ground to Ewell. Ewell at centre half back. He's got players in the middle of the ground, but not too much space. A couple of leaders, but decides to go wide instead. And eventually out there to McConnell in front of the old scoreboard. But again, it's a pretty slow build for Palmerston, and Jonty Patrick manages to take that one against some pressure.
It's a lot of touches not to go far, and considering you're down by 5 goals early.
Yeah, that's right. And Hams again chipping up the middle of the ground to Ewell. Ewell has a spare towards the outer side, and he finds Edmonds. Edmonds runs around the player on the mark now, kicks deep into the forward 50 offhand. So well done by Kurt Dunn down there, but his kick wasn't so flash as McConnell comes in and now kicks long to a one-on-one at full forward. Siren goes just before Wharf picked it up and put it through the goal, which obviously doesn't count. So if Patullo had held on to the mark, it would have counted. But bounced off his hands, and the siren went. So a really impressive start by Tiwi, Nick.
Yep, it's quarter time here at TIO Stadium with the Magpies 2 solitary points with the Tiwi Bombers 5 goals 232. So the Tiwi Bombers leading by 30 points. We'll be back here at TIO Stadium after this short break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Territorians go a long way for one another.
So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to the AFL NT coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. Round 3 action of the Men's Premier League this afternoon. Palmerston Magpies taking on the Tiwi Bombers. And Stuart, the Bombers came out with a bang at the start of the game. First quarter, 5 goals to none.
Yeah, really impressive. And apart from their finishing, the way they were moving the ball and using the ball was as I said during the call, reminiscent of years gone by. But one of their problems has been lasting out games, of course, with their conditioning. I understand that they've been working pretty hard in the lead into the season, so be interesting to see if they can continue that form. But really impressed with this big fella in the middle, Carlson Cantilla. He's been getting his hand on the ball for them to get them going. And
Palmerston looking really good in their defensive 50, but they've just got no go forward at all. It's just chip and chase, and it's just not working for them. That's going to have to change as we now start the second quarter.
So Philip Wills gets tackled with the ball, gets a hand pass out. Brendan Cantilla just patted it down. Now it comes into his hands, and he kicks on the left down towards centre half forward, but pushed under the ball, and it's a free kick being paid. I thought it was playing on for a minute there, but Michael Driscoll it is who will take that kick and kicks out wide, and Ewell has a spare out on the outer side of the ground, and Palmerston looking to move the ball a bit more quickly forward as it finds Edmonds just forward of centre. He swings around now on the right foot, kicks long deep in here looking for Patullo, coming from behind, takes it beautifully on the chest. He was 3 deep coming into that marking contest, and eyes on the ball, wrapped that one up like they would have liked to him to have done in the last play of the first quarter. But an opportunity. He's had one set shot at goal that he missed at the other end of the ground. This time wind assisted, and a chance to put Palmerston's first goal on the board.
It's the first time they've actually gone forward with some sort of pressure and directness, and they get themselves shot on goal.
So Josh Patullo kicks on the way. He's pushed that one to the right. So that's a disappointing miss for Palmerston. And behind once again. And Tiwi to reset from the back. Michael Dunn. There's a runner, Kurt Dunn. And he honours that lead in the back pocket.
Three on Lucy on the left-hand side.
Oh, that's not the best kick. Straight down the throat of Patullo, who's closer than he was for the set shot he had moments ago, and another opportunity. But yeah, there was a couple of players passed off into the centre of the ground, and I think that's McConnell, or is it? No, it might be Lucas Edmonds, in fact, who's yeah, it is. It's Edmonds who's found himself some space in the forward half, and Patullo happy to lay it off and hand the responsibility over to him. So Edmonds now kicks on goal. This looks like a better shot on goal. He likes it, and the Palmerston players are celebrating. They've got their first goal on the board. It's taken until the 2.5 minute mark of the second quarter, but all goals so far nicked to the right side of the right-hand end of the ground.
Yeah, the breeze is strong, but it's not that strong where all 6 goals should be scored. It was disappointing for the Tiwi Bombers there. As you said, just that's their first real major mistake of the game, and it's cost them a goal. And so 1 goal, 8 points to 5-2, 32. And the one good thing for Palmerston, that attack, is they actually look really good going forward and were direct forward rather than kicking across the ground. So if they keep that up, they could put some more pressure back on Tiwi.
Yeah, that's right. They just looked so much better moving the ball quickly and getting it in there, giving their forwards a chance, which they've been reluctant to do. But this time Kane Fuller wins a hit out to Young. Oh, it just misses with the hand pass and allows Tipalura to come in. He chips out wide and finds Dale Cunningham. Dale Cunningham's got a player free. That's Tipalura, who ran forward. Now he chips again and finds Rioli, Braden Rioli, deep in the forward pocket. So Rioli would be kicking from about 35 metres out there, and yeah, not the easiest of shots, but looks pretty confident. On the left, comes in now, kicks on its way, looks good.
Got it.
So the first goal to the Michael Long centre end of the ground, and it's Braden Rioli who gets himself on the scoreboard. So no multiple goal kickers in the game so far, but that's a good finish from a set shot.
Yeah, quick answer there from Tiwi from Palmerston's first goal of the match.
So one apiece in this quarter, and they restore the lead that they had at virtually at quarter time, and they're working the ball back to the centre of the ground now. So Palmerston had first hands on the ball from that previous stoppage, but just coughed it up and allowed Tiwi to go forward.
Let's wait for the restart.
Florian Cantilla comes out wide here to Brendan Cantilla. He hand passes forward to Tipalura, just had a fumble but was able to recover. Sweeps the hand pass to John Tipalura. He swings back into the centre of the ground. Brendan Cantilla, who's run forward from that stoppage, is there. It gets past him. Orville with strong body work picks up and kicks long down towards full forward.
Kick down the ground, I think.
Looks like it. So it'll be a set shot from only about 15 metres out. And a chance for Tiwi to extend that lead again.
Yep.
Kicks on the way, no problem. Just trying to pick up who it was that kicked it. But, another goal on the board for Tiwi, and it looks like it's Babui again, Timothy Babui. So his second goal. The recipient of the free kick down the field, which is one that Palmerston really didn't need at this stage of the game.
That's a handy lead now to the Bombers. 6 goals, nearly they're in front. So it's the quick goal there for Palmerston, but the Bombers fought back and have kicked the last 2.
So yeah, they've stretched that lead out to almost 6 goals now as we wait for the restart. Florian Cantilla. Cantilla again taps it down to the advantage of Brendan Cantilla, but Callum Groves chips in and takes the intercept mark here, backward of centre. He's looking to go wide, just didn't really advantage Haynes out there, who's working hard at ground level against a couple of opponents, but poor Jimmy comes in and he wins the ball at ground level now and chips across the ground to the big fella, Carlson Cantilla. He swings it back into the centre of the ground to John Tipalura, who takes the mark backward of centre. Just chipping again to Brendan Cantilla. And Brendan Cantilla has a running player here, and that was John Tipalura, who ran on, looking to chip it again to Brendan Cantilla. So just maintaining possession here. Couple of leads coming in the middle of the ground, but Cantilla decides to go long down the line. A big leap at the ball, but gets to ground level. Brendan McConnell wrapped up in the tackle, managed to get the hand pass out. Carson Cantilla's done really well there to get it to Tipalura. Tipalura kicks inside 50 at ground level. There's another opportunity. Running round, Roy Cantilla swings on the right foot, just found himself some space. And Kim Cantilla, sorry it was, that kicked that goal. Just found himself some space and worked between a couple of Palmerston opponents and kicked a very nice goal.
41-point lead now. 8 goals, 250 to 1 goal, 3. As we're coming up to the 10th minute mark of the second quarter. Our clock's slightly out there, so apologising for that. But we're coming up to about 10 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, so after Palmerston scored the first goal of the quarter, looked like they might have had a change of plan going into the second quarter, but just again haven't been able to get their hands on the ball, and Tiwi very impressive when they get it inside the forward 50.
I think they have changed to go directly forward from the bounce, but they had that one stolen out of the hands right there for the second bounce, and they've not had a chance since then to even have a look at going forward. But let's see if they keep that pressure when they get the chance.
Cantilla wins the hit out, and then in the action again as Wills picks up, but he's got plenty of pressure on him. He's trying to get the hand pass out now. He's tackled the ball, caught underneath, fishes it out in the end. McConnell through the hands, and gee, the Tiwi pressure is fantastic as Palmerston just trying to work the ball through the hands. Jason Purantatameri tackled with the ball. Play on's the call as now there's stacks on, and it'll be a ball up.
There was 3 Tiwi players there in every single tackle. Poor Philip Wills, he didn't know where to go out of there, and he did well to get it out of the pack, but he's shaking his head at the moment thinking, hey, where was Rube there? But
so Cantilla just punches this one. Wills at ground level tried to control it, goes past McDonald, Tipping-Woody, but Hams tidies up again, chips out wide to Yule. Yule's got a runner in Young. Kicks just a bit short on the half volley. He took it, and that's put himself under pressure. And again, they've turned it over and given Tiwi a chance inside forward 50. Yule works back now, gets a hand pass to Young. He's tackled, the ball slips out. Play on's the call from the umpire as Tiwi players throwing themselves in at ground level, and ball close to the boundary line on the outer side of the ground, and eventually it's stepped over for a boundary throw in. Yeah, pretty frenetic once the ball hits the ground.
Yeah, young Braden Rioli there just got a little bit of a knock. He's struggling to get back up, but the Magpies player gave him a pat, apologised. It was an errant knock, but he's back up.
Kane Fuller uncontested this time, gets the hit out down, and Palmerston looking to go up the centre of the ground, but Tiwi were lined up there, and Stanley Tipalira took the mark, and wobbles a kick to the near side of the ground, but it was good enough, and was marked there by Roy Cantilla. His kick just fell short of Brendan Cantilla. He picks up on the half volley, kicks long and high towards the goal square. Oh, no mark taken, but a big leap, and Palmerston again frantic in defence, trying to work it out as the chip pass comes out from Cossack, and now Edmonds around the outer side of the ground. That's a better kick and finds a target, and now Palmerston the chance to go forward, and Grigg gets on the end of this one. He's got a runner in the middle, that's Kane Fuller, and he takes the mark nicely in his hands, running in front of Cantilla. Hand passes back, and now a chance for Palmerston. The long kick towards goal, one-on-one in the goal square down there, and good defensive work by Blackney Nota, and just got rid of his opponent and allowed the ball to go through for behind as Tiwi quickly bring the ball back into play, but it's punched away and over the boundary line for a throw-in.
40-point lead now to the Bombers. 1 goal 410 to 8 goals 250. And Palmerston just missing that final move into the 50 there to give themselves a shot. They've only probably had about 3 or 4 shots for the whole game.
But the stoppages in their forward 50 here. Boundary throw just falls a bit short as Cantilla takes it out of there and then runs away himself, has a bounce, looping hand pass over the top, and now they're off and running once again as Orville's in some space out wide here. He picks the ball up off the ground, kicks to the one-on-one inside forward 50, and just better read there by Roy Cantilla, and he takes the mark about 45 metres out, just lurking around there, Jason Purantatameri, but Roy's not going to give it to him. He's going back for the set shot.
He's going to step out onto his right here.
So Cantilla just hits the paint of 50 now, steps over, or tried a sneaky pass out wide. I think it's almost come off, but yeah, it was obviously was in his head the whole time, but it was just tried a sneaky kick out the back. But Palmerston anyway have
kicked it to guys in a worse spot.
Yeah. Edmonds.
Bit of showboating there. You can do that when you're 7 goals up, I suppose.
So Palmerston now the ball out the back. Grigg runs onto it, kicks down to a one-on-one there as Patullo works his opponent under the ball. Michael Dunn comes in to help, but he can't keep the ball in play, and Palmerston have worked it right down into their forward pocket, but it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Amazing pace there from Michael Dunn. He came from nowhere in to get that ball, and without his pace they were in trouble there, Tiwi.
So the boundary throw-in, Patullo in front, but through Edmonds' hands. Michael Dunn gets caught with the ball. Stanley Tipalura has the kick as a free kick's been paid here for a bit of a dump tackle, and so it'll be Michael Dunn to take the free kick. Just waiting for the right option as he slows things down, and eventually something breaks. Brendan Cantilla leads, but he set that one up and put him under some pressure. Nicely taken by Blackney Nota. He hand passes out in front of Brendan Cantilla, who just got caught again with the ball. Philip Wills on the left, but Blackney Nota just sitting behind it, takes the mark, and now he's got runners in the middle of the ground. Henry Karanua gives it off to McDonald Tipungwuti, running, has a bounce, and now delivers inside forward 50. A beautiful pass once again to Kim Cantilla, and Cantilla has a running player, that's Henry Karanua, who is involved at half back, kept running and receives the ball inside forward 50. So once again, Tiwi on the break, just getting players into space and using the ball. Karanua looking to go short here, but just gave it enough air for Palmerston defence to come across, as it was Barrett who's caught with the ball, but a high tackle, and he'll take the free kick. In fact, he hand passes it off to Hams. Hams chips around the outer side of the ground, and Jonty Patrick takes the mark in the back pocket. He drills a pass, but that's misdirected, and another chance for Tiwi here with the shot on goal, but just dragged to the near side.
Brendan Cantilla before, just as the ball was forward, defence there for Tiwi, got a hard knock, went down fairly quickly, but has got back up and is now just gone in through interchange.
Yeah, he's had a bit of the ball today. He's been pretty impressive, but Hams chips away to the outer side of the ground, and now Palmerston trying to work it back into the middle. Wills takes the mark. It's got some loose here, but again, just not enough purchase on the ball, and Tiwi able to get a hand to it. Lampton tidies up and hand passes over the top, then follows up himself, steals it off his teammate and kicks long down. Oh, what a terrific
nice
stretching mark by Kurt Dunn.
You got to pay that. Yep.
Fantastic. And he might have just overstretched a bit. He's got a runner here, and Cruz takes that mark at half back as they're looking to just chip the ball around. Michael Dunn, and now he's looking to go wide, changes his mind and goes short to Kurt Dunn, which is just about exactly where he took that mark previously and 4 possessions ago, but he chips out wide here to Blackney Nota. He's been pretty solid in defence, and back to Kurt Dunn. He's got some space now, and he's off and running with a bounce. Looks to go wide, and but the ball's punched away from behind. Young at ground level took it and then got wrapped up in the tackle. Wills hand passes to the advantage of Yule, who gets it out to Young, picks up nicely on the half volley. There's a free kick being paid. Advantage is paid, and now a chance for Wharf to go long. Here's a chance for Palmerston. The ball out the back, but it's just gone too far, and Blackney Nota has come across. He's tackled with the ball, shrugs the tackle and then gets a hand pass across, looking for Kurt Dunn. At ground level, they're under plenty of pressure. That's a terrific tackle, and held the ball in. Fantastic work from Blackney Nota there. He butted up from the mistake he made in giving the ball, but wrapped his opponent in the tackle and saved what looked to be almost a certain goal.
Yeah, he seemed to save that from going in for a point, and then it all bounced in front, but he did well to get back in front of it.
Patulo wins the hit out down to Edmonds. Edmonds snaps at goal. I think he's got it. He has. It's another Palmerston goal, and it's Edmonds again, who's kicked both of their goals, but that was terrific ruck work down there from Josh Patulo. Got it straight down to Edmonds, who quickly got it onto his boot and through for Palmerston's second goal. So good finish, Edmonds, a recruit to the club this year, and he's been impressive in their opening couple of games.
So Palmerston Magpies 2 goals 2 this quarter. The Tiwi Bombers have got 3 goals 1, and the Bombers at the moment leading like just under 8 goals. That's under 6 goals.
Yeah, that breeze a little bit fluky, isn't it? It's not overly advantageous, but now and then it just springs up a little bit. I think there might be a 6-6 issue here. Yeah, Tiwi got 7 in the back 50, and they just rectify that now, and they'll be underway.
So where's his opponent?
Yeah. So we're underway again. Kane Fuller this time wins his own ball and kicks inside forward 50, but that's not the best of kicks, and it's chopped off pretty easily by Cruz. Cruz switches to the grandstand side of the ground where John Tipalura takes the mark uncontested. He sees a player in some space and finds Port Jimmy just in towards the centre of the ground in the shadows of the grandstand. He chips the ball out wide. That's nicely directed and taken by Kim Cantilla. He's off and running, had a couple of bounces, pushes away an opponent now, a third bounce, runs to 50, gives a hand pass across to McDonald Tipungwuti. McDonald Tipungwuti ducks around his Palmerston opponent, kicks towards goal and misses to the near side. Gee, it was all set up for him, wasn't it? And he did the work, but just dragged the kick. The crowd were pretty excited about it, but not to be.
Yeah, the crowd are pretty excited that he's out there playing, and he's had a pretty quiet day, really, but he just looks like he could do something dangerous at any time.
Edmonds in the back half for Palmerston runs off now and chips wide. It's a well-directed pass and taken by Bailey Young.
We're in a time on. Our clock's slightly out by about 5 minutes at the moment. We're in the time on here and a 36-point lead to the Bombers.
Ball slips over the back where Dunn was waiting, picks up and just hand passes over the top to Orville. Orville kicks long, trying to milk a free kick down the ground, but didn't matter because the mark's taken anyway by Cantilla. He's got a running player and he passes it off, and he's found Roy Cantilla, who ran out wide for him, and he's taken the mark about 35 out from goal. So Orville running in, trying to get a hand pass there, I think, but really wasn't running in the right direction to receive it anyway. So,
well, Roy Cantilla was on the boundary line the last time we had a shot from this exact position. There's no one there this time, so hopefully you actually have a go at it now rather than a check side.
Cantilla's kick looks like that's going across the face. It's falling short, punched away from behind. Kim Cantilla at ground level, picks up, snaps around the corner and celebrates as well as anyone ever has with a fist pump to the air. And another goal to Tiwi and another goal to Kim Cantilla, who's a pretty lively forward up there.
2 goals, 4-16 to 9 goals, 4-58, a 42-point lead. That's a 2 goals, 2 for the Magpies in this quarter and 4 goals, 2 to the Bombers. So the Bombers have won the first quarter pretty convincingly, and this one here looks like that as well as we come into about the 22nd minute mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, you would think that for Palmerston the half-time siren couldn't go quickly enough so that they can try to reset and get something different going, but Tiwi really impressive so far in this match. Fuller wins a hit out. Orville spikes it out of the air forward, and running across from the wing was Bennell for Palmerston. He gets the kick down towards half forward, but Kurt Dunn tackled there, and free kick's been paid for holding the ball, so didn't get rid of it quickly enough, and Brandon McConnell will take the free kick at the front edge of the centre square as Palmerston kicking to the right of screen.
Could have an argument there for in the back, but the umpire pinged him for holding on to the ball.
So McConnell just sits it up and it floats over the back, and Michael Dunn read it beautifully, and now he's got a spare in the middle of the ground, and Kiranua kicks wide. McDonald Tipungwuti just spilt the mark but recovers well, chips it over to the advantage of the running Thompson, but Thompson got bundled over, and now ball dragged in underneath Tiwi trying to work it out. They do eventually, but it's Palmerston first hands on the ball as the sweeping hand pass comes over the back, and now they work it around the outer side of the ground. The ball comes in here to Groves, and Edmonds calling for the ball just short of him, but he goes sideways to Lampton instead. Lampton gives the hand pass off to Hams. Hams pulls the kick and goes short to Groves once again. So they're just about at the centre of the ground as Groves swings the ball long inside forward 50. First there mark just spilt by Grigg as the pressure came in from behind.
Oh, he's pinged him for over the shoulder.
Yeah, so a free kick here for Palmerston. It's Edmonds again for the Magpies, as he's got the free kick at about the 50-metre mark.
The only goal scorer for the Magpies today, Lucas Edmonds, lining up for his third.
So Edmonds tries to run around the player on the mark who is claiming that he touched the ball, but it's off to the right anyway and through for another behind.
Can't be much more of this quarter left. 2 goals, 5-17 and 9-4, 58.
So Molly Cruz to bring the ball in. He runs out from the goal square, kicks wide, grandstand side from the contest there, the ball at ground level, or just Haynes stripped it from his opponent and then lost the ball in the tackle, and Orville receives and he's off and running with a bounce, tries to break a tackle, manages to do so, has a second bounce, hand passes over the top but straight to his opponent, and that gives Palmerston the chance as Groves controls the ball eventually, now kicks long looking for Patullo from behind. Cruz got a hand to it in front and just running across Broadchurch, couldn't keep the ball in play, and it's over the boundary line for another throw in. So yeah, we're 25 and a half minutes gone as the siren goes to end the second quarter. One that Palmerston would have hoped to make some ground in, but as it panned out, Tiwi again won the quarter by a couple of goals, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's half-time here at TIO Stadium. The Bombers leading by 41 points, 2 goals, 5-17 to 9-4, 58. We'll be back at TIO Stadium after this short break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Territorians go a long way for one another.
So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
So just reaching over the top was Buxton, and A tackle at ground level. Sees a free kick to Pint and an opportunity for the first score of the game from a set shot. So Jones, deliberate shot at goal. Kick looks pretty good. He likes it. Goal umpire likes it. And it's Pint with the first score on the board. It was McDonald who read it on the bounce. Now it comes out to Stephen Motlop. He goes long inside forward 50. Beautiful pass, and out on the lead, out in front was Matt Ryan, the captain. Comes in and kicks on the way. Is that swinging back enough? Here they like it on the sideline. Here it is. And goal umpire signals that's through for a goal. So and goes to the advantage of Peris, who sweeps a hand pass inboard. Moody just couldn't control it, but paddled it along in front of himself now. Picks up, kicks along towards the goal square once again. 2-on-1 in the goal square. Quickly onto the boot. That's a clever goal by Kennedy down there. He was 1-on-2 against his opponent. Allowed to play on as it's picked up at ground level by Ryan. His hand pass just missed Motlop, but he recovered well and chips inboard and finds his teammate Sam Coldfield once again. He hands off, and the long kick at goal. It looks good. They like it. Who was that from behind him? Warwick Williams, it might have been. It was, I think. So down towards the half-forward line as Edwards runs onto that one, but again can't hit the target. Slips through the hands of Kennedy down there, but now the ball's all the way down to the goal square, following it through, and that's a goal. I didn't see who kicked that one, Dave, but interesting goal out of nothing really for Nightcliff. Really conditions for footy are pretty good at the moment as Nightcliff burst away this time, and again Islet at ground level looks like he's cocked one a bit high in that contest, and so Islet close to the player on the mark, just swings out to the right, kicks long towards goal. He's certainly got the distance in him. That's a great finish, and a good answering goal by Nightcliff. Nightcliff working it through the hands, but again, some strong work off the ball, and play on's a call at ground level. Here's a chance for Holt Fitz on the left. He swings it back into the corridor, finds the target, snapshot for a goal from about 10 metres out, and it's another Pint goal, and you would think that's just about the sealer. It was Yusuf, I think, long down the middle of the ground, working it through the hands. They get it out wide to Wines, who has got a player at Islet in all sorts of space out here, and he's got one over the top, but backs himself, and after a bounce had a shot at goal. So
last year they need to kill every contest, so they're not doing it very well though. Oh, there we go. They didn't have to in the end, so there's the final siren here at the Darwin Mazda Oval here in Nightcliff.
Halfback, District's outside defensive 50. They got the run of the ball. They have. Running hard. Inside, shot on goal. First score of the game. 5 minutes in.
Dylan Barry, I would say.
Dylan Barry gets it into the middle. The Bombers are away again. Finds space, up forward. The kick on goal. Runs 2 bounces, runs 3 bounces. Sells the dummy. Will go onto the left foot after 3 bounces and nails it. Well done, Thaddeus Port Jimmy. Goal of the year so far. Terrific effort. Southern Districts.
Very good in his first year with the Crocodiles.
Matthew Dennis still hasn't had a kick.
There's a lovely snap. Don't get a goal.
Was a goal. It was a lovely goal. Barry runs around, straightens up, kicks on goal, kicks across the face of goal. No mark down there, running into an open goal. And Southern Districts, at the fall of the ball, they get the goal. Handball. Away we go. Sold the dummy. Kicks around. Has it got the legs? No, it quite. Yes, it has. Goal.
Number 11.
Dale Cunningham. There's a goal kicking name for you. Had plenty of time. It was Anderson. Got the ball out by hand and kick on goal.
Looks like he's got a sausage roll there.
Yep. Ball in dispute. Chip, chip, chip. Chip to advantage. Watch who it is, Gray. Kicks on goal and nails it.
And it's a skipper, Brendan Cantilla.
Brendan Cantilla. Well done to him. It's strong and it's holding up.
He's hurt himself. I thought
running into an open goal. And just casually, just as casual as you like, Roy George becomes the first multiple goal scorer. 16 points in advantage. Matthew Dennis in front. Over the back, Cantilla knocks it forward. The Bombers still can't find the handle. Kicked off the ground cleverly by Rioli. Well done. They deserved that. Well done to the Bombers. And they creep ever closer within 10 points. Dan Anderson tracking the football. Taps it to his own advantage and taps it to his own advantage again. Well done, Jed Anderson. Taps it twice to his own advantage. Runs down, bends down, picks it up, kicks a goal. That is classic football, Jed Anderson. Cunningham has kicked a goal. Over the back, spins around, gets the ball out by hand, should go by hand again, kicks the goal.
I reckon that's Brendan Cantilla.
Shot on goal. Up they fly. Stayed down and another goal. 3 goals they've got to get to nothing. Bombers, 1 bounce. Right forward pocket. Kicked on goal. Pick up the player, Gray. Number 11.
Yeah,
no.
the big fellow there, he'll turn his back.
Fortunately, there's a kick on goal.
A late kick
Jake
by Bo
McQueen.
Schwartz. Bo Schwartz it was, and he's only kicked a point. So they won by 11 points. 12-9-81 to 10-10-70.
Great kick
He's
right through the centre. They're on here, Waratah. They've got a one-on-one there. 20 metres out the front of goals and an easy mark for Darcy Hobart. Should be an easy kick directly in front of goal from about 40 metres out. It is pretty windy out there, though, today, but it is a goal for Waratah. There's no one near him. Looking for Nate Paredes. Paredes took a mark and he can play on here and just run into goal. Beautiful kick. Finds a teammate and managed to kick another goal, St Mary's. And Waratah with numbers once again. What a kick.
They worked that well, they did. They pushed it out wide.
So Magro runs in. Beautiful looking kick, and the umpire did not even move. Jaden Magro with 3 goals for the Tars. It's up Parker Fawcett. Gets it inside 50 now, looking for Coro again. It's gone across the back. Nate Paredes is all on his own here. He's got time and he's got a player in the goal square. And what a goal! What a goal by Nate Paredes. A soccer-style goal there for Nate Paredes' second goal kick. Looking for Nate Paredes. Those two have combined exceptionally well today. Paredes with the long kick in. It'll be downfield. Arnold Kirby has dropped Paredes after he's taken his kick. Bo Tedcastle plays on quickly and scores a goal for St Mary's, and getting it deep into his team's 50, but some good defence by Robinson. Hits the deck though, and Waratah, what a goal. What a goal. I think it was Kurtley Silva, side 50. Jaden Magro flies for the ball, but it goes over the top. Fawcett picks it up. Here he is. Mankara runs in for an easy goal for Waratah. Another goal for the Tars in the third quarter. And Paredes somehow bustles his opposition player out, gets a kick in to Dylan Lant. Saints have got Corowa all on his own in the goal square, and he's going to kick his second goal in 2 minutes. Couple of goals already today, 3 goals. Bo Tedcastle just picks it up one-handed, steadies, has a shot on goal, and gets St Mary's off to the start that they wanted in this final quarter. He's forward 50. Kirby gets the hit away. Jack Lant again, he's trying to bustle through everywhere. A handball backwards to his brother Dylan Lant, and that's a goal for St Mary's. The Lant brothers combining for another goal for St Mary's. Paredes runs, he's got the short kick there to Dominic Grant on the 50. Gives it off to Dylan Lant. Shot on goal. St Mary's have hit the lead for the first time all game at the 17-minute mark of the final quarter. Goal to Dylan Lant.
That's Dylan Lant's 4th goal of the game.
There by Robertson from St Mary's, forces the ball to the ground as players fling their bodies. Hutt with the handball, Cassidy with the kick. It's going to go through for goal, and the lead has changed back to Waratah. Can you believe it? A player held without it there by Collis. No free kick, and Fawcett cuts it off. Looking for Bo Tedcastle. He's on his own in the goal square, and he's kicked the goal, and he's kicked it out of the stadium. Bo Tedcastle has put St Mary's back in the lead at the 19.5-minute mark of this final quarter. I don't like this. They need to go down the ground and get it far away.
What a win.
St Mary's have come from behind in the final quarter to defeat Waratah by 3 points.
Pick up there by Burgoyne. His first touch, buffs colours, gets it back and have a ping at the goals. Doesn't have enough on it. Was touched as well. Here the umpire saying play on, and picked up in the goal square, and a good goal there by that Hassan Ahmad Watkins. Tackle applied there by Wanderers. They've got the turnover. Walters inside the 50, has a shot on goal. The goal umpire does not move. They've got their first on the board, Wanderers. And that's a good goal. I think that was King. Umpire throws it in. The top was Fuller. There's Metch again. Has it got enough on it? Parked underneath it.
Oh, kicked off the ground.
Who was that? That's Stafford.
Stafford.
Yeah, big Stafford. Picked up by Aaron Stokes. Dribbles it inside the 50. Here's Burgoyne again. This time, can he kick his first goal? Buffs colours, he does. And they'll get around him. Trent Burgoyne, welcome back to the Darwin Buffaloes. The kicking is letting them down. All dangerous. Thompson comes in. Good attack at the footy. Thompson's going to get it back. Can he have a pin at the goals? He does, and he kicks the third goal for Wanderers. They had to work hard for it, but well done, Dre Thompson. We've seen him here in a contest in the first quarter. Palm this down to a runner. It's to the back, obviously heard the voice, and finally they've got their fourth. They did that really well. So Ed Simpson heard the voice of Matty Young and tapped it down to him in a bit of space, and they kicked their fourth goal. Dangerous. White got a hand to it. Pendlebury was tracking it back. Domick picks it up. He can get his second goal.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFL NT coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. Round 3 action of the Men's Premier League. Palmerston Magpies taking on the Tiwi Bombers. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this afternoon, Stuart Davis. Stuart, wow, Tiwi Bombers came out with a bang in that half and looked really, really good.
Yeah, it's football from Tiwi that we haven't seen for a number of years now, and a magnificent first half from them. The question, of course, is can they maintain it for the entirety of the game?
Absolutely. So last week Palmerston got 6 goals in the whole match and only got 2 after half time and didn't look very good after half time. They're going to have to do something special here. I just don't know where they're going to get it from. They've not looked threatening up front at all day.
No, that's right. They've struggled to move the ball quickly and find targets inside forward 50, whereas on the other hand, Tiwi have just been everywhere and running in numbers and defensively as well as attacking, and yeah, a really impressive performance so far.
And the other thing too, very, very accurate when they've had a shot at goal.
Yeah. So Cantilla over the top, thumps this one forward. But at ground level, Barrett just got stripped of the ball. Wills couldn't take it cleanly. Overruns it now. Brendan Cantilla picks up, thumps the ball inside forward 50, but there's a free kick been found in the meantime. And
he was dumped off the ball there, so the umpires pulled that one back.
So just waiting for the ball to be retrieved, and it'll be Philip Wills to take the free kick. Wills looking wide, but has given that a bit of air. Coming in was Kim Cantilla, just put the pressure on now at ground level, wins the ball, gets a hand pass out to Babui. He swings a hand pass over the top. Kim Cantilla runs onto it again, but gets wrapped up in the tackle by Trey Burnell, and it'll be a ball up.
Been very quick with their handballs today, Tiwi Bombers, and Palmerston just struggled in their forward half.
So hit out one down, Orville wins, gets a kick forward. Cantilla at ground level. Oh, some clever work there, but he's got plenty of opponents he's not going to get past here. So eventually weight of numbers counted against him, and Burnell will be the Palmerston player to take the free kick. He's got Lampton short, he goes that way, and he scoops it up and now chips out to Young. So they're happy to chip the ball, just these 15-20 metre kicks. Eventually Young goes long, but it was easy enough for the Tiwi defenders to thump away, and Cantilla just got dragged to the ground there, and eventually the free kick goes against Wills, who had the ball pinned underneath him, and the switch comes out wide here to Cruz. Cruz switches back inboard to Orville. Orville at the back end of the centre square grandstand side. He's just directing a bit of traffic before he kicks this one, and now goes long down towards half forward. Brendan Cantilla, Keranua, Henry Keranua just used his body well, positioned himself well, took a great mark. Here's a chance. Port Jimmy runs onto it, just couldn't control it in the end, and now he's got some support from McDonald. Tipping-Woody gets it back, and now back over the top to McDonald. Tipping-Woody snaps towards goal. I think he's got it. He has, and his first goal for the game. So he's threatened a couple of times, Nick, but that time gave the hand pass, got it back, and got it on the boot and snuck it inside that right-hand goal post.
Yeah, the crowd downstairs let you know that he got that one. There's a decent crowd here from Tiwi, certainly to the right of screen in the quarter pocket there, and they all got pretty excited when Tipping-Woody got hold of that one. But 10 goals, 464 to 2-5-17. We're only 3 minutes into the third quarter, and the Bombers have got their first. They led by 30 points at quarter time and 41 points at half time. And here they go again.
Yeah, well, early indications are that they're marching on, so Palmerston really need to arrest this. They've got some experience in the middle there, but really need to be getting their hands on the ball and giving themselves early opportunity. But Cantilla again over the top, thumps it down. Burnell couldn't control it. Philip Wills at ground level tries to punch it forward. And now the chance, the sweeping hand pass comes out wide as Edmonds gets it back, and now they're going backwards to try and go forwards as Wills shrugs the tackle, gets it to Burnell, hand passes over to Haynes. Haynes ducks back inside, kicks long towards half forward. Groves takes it off the pack. He couldn't get past his opponent, got the hand pass out, but not to a teammate, and Tiwi defenders swarm in again, and the ball's held in underneath, and it'll be a ball up once again.
Just missing that opportunity going forward in the 50. And if you think the Palmerston only got 2 goals, one of them was from a horrible mistake by the Bombers, but apart from that, they have looked fully in control.
So at half forward for Palmerston here is the ball just bouncing around. Quick hand pass comes over, a solid tackle there, but it's almost a rugby scrum in there as ball fails to come out, and it'll be a ball up once again.
I think the umpire was waiting to see how he was going to get out of there, but
so ground level Haynes comes in, tries to pick up, but again he's stopped in his tracks, and the ball's held in underneath him, and a free kick to Karanua. Henry Karanua, backward of centre, decides to chip out wide to Cruz in space out on the outer side of the ground. Cruz back to Karanua in the middle now. He chips out wide, and Tiwi an opportunity to go forward from the outer wing. Long kick down, or gets over the back, and running onto it there is Orville on the left. He swings it back but can't bring that one back far enough, and it floats over the boundary line on the full, so over the fence, and Bailey Young will have to jump the fence to try and get it back.
You know, Tiwi supporters on that part of the ground there, so he's had to jump over and grab it. But that's the first time in a while that Tiwi have gone forward and not caused some damage to the scoreboard.
So Young goes outer side of the ground, but just picked off out there, and Tiwi a chance again as this one's switched into the... Oh, Cantilla. Brendan Cantilla just came from the back, leapt over the top of the stationary players in front of him, and plucked it out of the air, and he's directly in front, about 35 metres out. So another opportunity for Tiwi early in this third quarter to get on the board. Cantilla has been pretty lively today, had a fair bit of the ball. He's in now, stabs at the kick. Might have just pushed that one to the right. Yep.
8-goal lead now to the Tiwi Bombers, coming up to the 7th minute mark of the third quarter. 2 goals, 5-17 to 10-5-65. 8 goals leading by the Tiwi Bombers.
So Hams brings the ball into play and finds Edmonds at half-back. Edmonds plays on quickly around the outer side of the ground. That's a good kick, and finds Driscoll out there. As players running, tries to drill the pass, cleverly trapped there by Burnell, who runs on now and chips forward and finds Patullo. Patullo looking to bring the ball inside, and he does, and marks taken there by Grigg. Grigg long into full forward where Patullo had worked up, but Michael Dunn tied it up, got it over to Blackney Nota, and Blackney Nota clears long, but Ashton Hams reads it again and takes that intercept mark, chips it to Wills on the outer side of the ground. Wills went to go, and then just changed his mind, and he's coughed it up with a turnover here.
It's a classic example of what's been happening to Palmerston all day. That is where they've just had a couple of opportunities to go forward but not making the most of them.
Yeah, free kick there, a bit unrealistic from John Tupalura, and A free kick to be taken by Haynes for Palmerston. He goes long, straight down the middle of the ground. Patullo in the marking contest, but thumped away. Here's a chance for Edmonds once again. Their only goal scorer so far. He does it all himself when he could have had the opportunity to give it over the top, and he's just missed it to the left-hand side. So, yeah, an opportunity goes missing for Palmerston, but Tiwi quickly back in, and Brendan Cantilla spills the mark this time as Wolf comes in, picks it up, hand passes off. Oh, under all sorts of pressure was Haynes there, and chose not to give the ball and got caught with it, and now Tiwi off and running once again as Orville kicks down here in front of the grandstand. Kim Cantilla cleverly pushes off Wills, runs inside forward 50 now, steadies himself, kicks towards goal, and that's another beautiful finish. And Kim Cantilla is having some sort of game.
That's his third goal for the day.
Yeah, he's
11-5-71 to 2-6-18, and coming up to the 10th minute mark of the third quarter.
It's a dangerous player up forward. They've got a number of them, but Cantilla's the one doing the damage on the scoreboard mainly with his 3 goals, and he just very cleverly took the mark and then pushed off of Philip Wills and made some space for himself, and from there was no stopping him.
Still a warm afternoon here in Darwin, currently about 31 degrees with the light winds to the airport end, which is right of your screen, which has been a big goal-scoring end for the Bombers, but then again, the other end was pretty good for him in the second quarter as well.
Carlson Cantilla and Kane Fuller again doing the ruck work. Fuller wins this one, but Wills dives in. Good contest at ground level between himself and Braden Wiley there, but a stalemate in the end, and a ball up once again. So no clear hit-out winner there. It's tapped out to Worf, who got it through the hands, but now stolen at ground level by Rioli. He dribbles a kick forward to half forward. Yule got worried out of it there. McDonald, Tip and Woody hand passes out wide to Port Jimmy. He got caught with the ball, but got rid of it and got slung, and McDonald, Tip and Woody was off and running into the open goal, but not allowed to. The ball has to come back, and it's Thaddeus Port Jimmy who will take the free kick.
Got rid of that well, he did just, and then of course got the free kick for being thrown out to the ground, but we look extremely dangerous again.
So Port Jimmy comes in now. Just crosses inside 50 on that left foot, swings towards goal. I think it's just to the post. It was closer than I initially thought it was going to be, but they're behind nonetheless, as Hams will bring the ball back in for Palmerston. He chips it there, looking for Bennell, and finds him. And Bennell goes inboard to Young. At centre half back, he's got Hams in the corridor backwards if he wanted to go that way, chose not to, and now runs off to the outer side of the ground and chips close to the boundary line where Edmonds has made some space on the outer side. But again, there's no get and go here. It's all kick and stop, unfortunately for Palmerston, as Edmonds runs around, chips into McConnell, and McConnell goes outboard again and finds Bennell out there who'd push forward. No, it's Fuller in fact. Kane Fuller kicks long down the line, and Grigg comes across and takes that mark. So just chipping it forward. Edmonds has run forward and takes the mark on 50, so a chance here, but we've got numbers back as Edmonds looks for a way through. He kicks long right to the goal line. Darcy from behind gets his hands to the ball, but Tanner Blackney-Noda happy to walk it over the line for a rush behind, and brings the ball back into play to Brown. Brown chips it inboard looking for Keranua. He takes and hand passes, and running out of defence is John Tipalura. Tipalura out wide to the running Brendan Cantilla. He controls the ball now. It's Puran Tatameri in fact, and he chips the ball into Kim Cantilla once again. And Cantilla takes the mark inside 50.
That's a complete difference in the game. Every time Tiwi get the ball, they're looking at going forward at all costs, at speed, a couple of bounces and move it forward, with Palmerston just chipping it around, and you would think the scoreboard was the other way around the way they're playing, and Palmerston need to do something, or it's going to get even uglier.
Well, that's right. Possessions in the back half aren't going to win you the game, so Kim Cantilla comes in now. He's got a trick in him here as he runs to 50. No, pretty straightforward. It's a long kick. It's pretty good.
Ooh, it was worth it.
Yeah, just drifted away to the right at the end.
Just caught that breeze. There's not much of it, but it did just turn slightly at the end there. But again, Tiwi getting the ball, quite happy to take a couple of bounces, certainly happy to run at Palmerston, and Palmerston just don't have the answers.
So out of defence, Patrick on the bounce gets a hand pass inboard, but just floated that hand pass in. Almost tackled without it there was Puruntuta Mary, as the ball's caught in underneath, and again the ball's been dragged in, and it'll be a Tiwi free kick. The Palmerston players are confused, that thought that Cantilla was the one on the bottom of the pack.
I think that's an even upper for the tackle off the ball, because he definitely did grab him, but he didn't have the ball. He nearly turned him around, and I wouldn't keep talking to the umpire. We had a couple of one last week where it was 50 at 50, so Kim Cantilla lining up for his 4th goal of the afternoon.
Puruntuta Mary just sneaking forward there, but he gets marked up, so Cantilla again. His last kick was a solid one from a fraction further out than this, and a bit better angle this time. His kick's on the way. He's allowed for the breeze, but too much, and that's just snuck inside the left hand behind post. So Tiwi starting to get a little bit wasteful now with their shots at goal, but still controlling the game.
Yeah, I think he, as you said, he tried to correct it for the breeze, and the breeze died on him. Didn't turn it back at all that time.
Hams goes short up the middle of the ground to Edmonds. Edmonds looking sideways. He's got something out wide that he likes. Goes long out there, and the mark's spilt, but some runners now as McConnell comes from behind to lend some assistance, but at ground level.
Good hands.
But just missed the target. Now Chance Haynes took the mark, took a step. Play on's the call now as he kicks inboard looking for Darcy. Almost takes the mark, but running onto it down here was Boyle, who couldn't control it. Now it spills out into the hands of Driscoll. Driscoll tries to get past an opponent, but Brendan Cantilla paddling the ball in front of himself now, takes possession, hand passes over the top. Puruntuta Mary gets tackled, gets it back to Brendan Cantilla. He goes the check side from 50 metres. It's gone almost all the way, but just offline for another behind. It was an interesting choice as the kick comes straight up the middle of the ground to Jonty Patrick. Again, Palmerston slowing things down in the back half, looking to pick their way out as that kick goes wide. Edmonds gets to it on the bounce and now gets out the back and has a chance to drive Palmerston forward round the outer wing. Patulo comes up in the marking contest. Wills front and centre, does it nicely, picks it up off his bootlaces and then gets pushed as he went to kick. Wharf couldn't get it over the top of the player in front of him with the kick, and tackles his opponent without the ball, and gives away the free kick.
We've shown a few times today their imaginative football, for want of a better wide check side shot from inside 50, and the one earlier in the second quarter where he decided to kick the guy on the boundary. So just occasionally they show that bit of flair. I don't know if they could take that out of their game, but when you're 9 goals up, I suppose you can get away with it.
Yeah, that's right. And when they come off, of course, they set the crowd alight, but from the boundary throw in over the back, it slips, and we're playing for the free kick and being rewarded. The advantage is not going to be paid, so it's going to come back, and it's Cantilla again, I think, out there. Brendan Cantilla, he's got done.
He's got him for holding he got pinged him for holding the ball, which I didn't think he ever had control of it, and then because he wouldn't give it back and didn't listen to the umpire's taken him for 50. So. And the umpire's been pretty nice to him because that's about 22.
No, they're going I think the umpires have handed over, so it's going right down. It's, in fact, it's probably a pretty long one.
Oh, no, he's giving him another one.
Yeah, it's only going to be 20 metres out directly in front, so it's Tyron Haynes who will take the free kick and looking to become Palmerston's second goal scorer. 20 metres out directly in front, Haynes comes in now. He's close to the player on the mark, and he's missed it to the left. It's amazing that when they get the opportunities, they're not taking them. So
that's the Magpies' third point of the quarter. So they were 2-5 at half-time and 2-8 now. So they've certainly had a couple of shots that they've had opportunities, and they're no easier than that one.
Brendan Cantilla goes short to Kim Cantilla. He's off and running straight away, and has a bounce, gets past Wharf like he's standing still, and then has a second bounce, and now hand passes inboard. Brendan Cantilla's accompanied him on that run and then kicked it into the back of him as Haynes works across half-back. Gets hand pass, and Palmerston managed to chip it away, and Tate Barrett takes the mark at half-back.
It's very rarely the guy who apples the ball off actually has more pace and gets in front, which he certainly did, and he probably should have slowed down and stopped.
Petula, he's just overcooked that kick, and Michael Dunn comes in from behind, but just couldn't control the ball, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. Approaching time on in the third quarter, and Palmerston have done nothing to suggest that they're going to be in a position to threaten to take out the game here, as Tiwi have kept running in this third quarter. Ground level, Babui gets a hand pass over, but tidied up down there by Barrett. Got the hand pass out the back, and now a long kick towards half forward. Petula comes in from the side, got his hands to it, couldn't mark it. Cruz swings the ball forward over his shoulder, and nicely marked down there by Carlson Cantilla. He's got players free in the middle of the ground. He goes that way, and it's picked up there by Port Jimmy. Eventually he's struggling to get control of the ball, does eventually, now gets tackled, gets a hand pass over the top, and sling tackle was called. Play on's the call. The advantage is taken by Stanley Tipalura. Goes long into full forward at ground level. It's picked up there by Orville, got it back to Brendan Cantilla, but was deemed to be a throw. So some relief for Palmerston as Jamie Ewell will take the free kick. The hand passes off to Hams in the end. He's confronted by a couple of Tiwi players, and now Ewell's under all sorts of pressure from Cantilla, but was caught high according to umpire Jacob Port, and so it'll be a Palmerston free kick. But gee, they just it was just epitomised what they've done all day, really. They just hand passed it and ran themselves into trouble. So Ewell just switches out wide, and now Palmerston through Cossack around the outer side of the ground, but Tiwi again just win the ball back, and there's a floating high ball inside forward 50. Two Tiwi players spoiled each other, but eventually it comes to Orville, who snaps towards goal. It's going wide, it's across the face of goal and bounces just inside the boundary line in front of Roy Cantilla, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium in Darwin. We're well into time on in the third quarter, and a 55-point lead to the Bombers. And that's it.
That is it, and another quarter won by Tiwi. Pretty lacklustre, really. Just the 2 goals scored in the quarter, but plenty of behinds scored, Nick.
Absolutely. 3 behinds only for Magpies in that quarter. So 2 goals, 8-20, 11-9, 75. We'll be back at TIO Stadium after this short break.
So just reaching over the top was Buxton, and a tackle at ground level. Sees a free kick to Pint and an opportunity for the first score of the game from a set shot. So Jones, deliberate shot at goal. Kick looks pretty good. He likes it. Goal umpire likes it, and it's Pint with the first score on the board. It was McDonald who read it on the bounce. Now it comes out to Stephen Motlop. He goes long inside forward 50. Beautiful pass, and out on the lead, out in front was Matt Ryan, the captain. Comes in and kicks on the way. Is that swinging back enough? Here, they like it on the sideline. Here it is. and goal umpire signals that's through for a goal. So goes to the advantage of Peris, who sweeps the hand pass inboard. Moody just couldn't control it, but paddled it along in front of himself now. Picks up, kicks along towards the goal square once again. 2-on-1 in the goal square. Quickly onto the boot. That's a clever goal by Kennedy down there. He was 1-on-2 against his opponent. Allowed to play on as it's picked up at ground level by Ryan. His hand pass just missed Motlop, but he recovered well and chips inboard and finds his teammate Sam Coldfield once again. He hands off, and the long kick at goal. It looks good. They like it. Who was that from behind him? Warwick Williams, it might have been. It was, I think. So down towards the half-forward line as Edwards runs onto that one, but again can't hit the target. Slips through the hands of Kennedy down there, but now the ball's all the way down to the goal square, following it through, and that's a goal. I didn't see who kicked that one, Dave, but interesting goal out of nothing really for Nightcliff. Really conditions for footy are pretty good at the moment as Nightcliff burst away this time, and again Islet at ground level looks like he's cocked one a bit high in that contest, and so Islet close to the player on the mark, just swings out to the right, kicks long towards goal. He's certainly got the distance in him. That's a great finish, and a good answering goal by Nightcliff. Nightcliff working it through the hands, but again, some strong work off the ball, and play on's the call at ground level. Here's the chance for Holt Fitz on the left. He swings it back into the corridor, finds the target, snapshot for a goal from about 10 metres out, and it's another point goal, and you would think that's just about the sealer. It was Yusuf, I think, long down the middle of the ground, working it through the hands. They get it out wide to Wines, who has got a player at Islet in all sorts of space out here, and he's got one over the top, but backs himself, and after a bounce had a shot at goal. So
last year they need to kill every contest, so they're not doing it very well though. Oh, there we go. They didn't have to in the end, so there's the final siren here at the Darwin Mazda Oval here in Nightcliff.
Halfback, Districts outside defensive 50. They got the run of the ball. They have. Running hard. Inside, shot on goal. First score of the game. 5 minutes in.
Dylan Barry
gets it into the middle. The Bombers are away again. Finds space, up forward. The kick on goal. Runs 2 bounces, runs 3 bounces. Sells the dummy. Will go onto the left foot after 3 bounces and nails it. Well done, Thaddeus Port Jimmy. Goal of the year so far. Terrific effort. Southern Districts.
Very good in his first year with the Crocodiles.
Matthew Dennis still hasn't had a kick.
There's a lovely snap. Don't get the goal.
Was a goal. It was a lovely goal. Barry runs around, straightens up, kicks on goal, kicks across the face of goal. No mark down there, running into an open goal, and Southern Districts at the fall of the ball, they get the goal. Handball. Away we go. Sold the dummy, kicks around. Has it got the legs? No, it quite. Yes, it has. Goal.
Number 11.
Dale Cunningham There's a goal kicking name for you. Had plenty of time. It was Anderson. Got the ball out by.
Welcome back to the AFL-NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. Round 3 action, Men's Premier League. Palmerston Magpies taking on the Tiwi Bombers, and the Tiwi Bombers in full control, 55 points up at three-quarter time, and Palmerston 2 goals for the whole match so far. Stuart?
Yeah, very disappointing. Their game plan, if that's what it is, just doesn't seem to stack up at the moment. They're happy to maintain possession of the ball, but don't have enough go forward. And just saw Patrick Bowden, the Tiwi Bombers coach, coming off the ground. Looks pretty pleased with what's happening. So looks like unless there's something really drastic happens in this last quarter, it'll be his first victory as a coach for the Tiwi Bombers.
The Magpies 2 goals. One of them came from a really bad mistake by the Tiwi Bombers, but the other times they've gone forward. When they do attack, they look good, but inaccurate kicking and some directly in front. So 8 points they've scored as well. They just need to attack at all costs, you would think.
So Driscoll into the ruck for Palmerston, but Cantilla hooks it over his head. Stanley Tipalura got tackled as he took possession of the ball. Cantilla got it over to Brendan Cantilla, streaming away, kicks inside forward 50. That's a beautiful pass, and a terrific work out of the centre once again. And again, it's Kim Cantilla getting on the end of this. So the 3 Cantillas, really, Kim, Brendan and Carlson, have been fantastic for Tiwi today.
He's lining up for his 4th goal. He's had a couple of opportunities at 4. He's done some... had a lot of chances, but hasn't taken them. Let's see who he goes with this one.
So Kim Cantilla, kick on the way. Looks pretty good, I think. It's going right to the line. Goal umpire had to duck underneath it, but it's through for a goal. And Tiwi once again off to a flyer in the opening minute of the fourth quarter.
61-point lead now. Palmerston have got to play on Friday night. They've got to back up on this one. They're at home against the Darwin Buffs, who are current ladder leaders and the only undefeated side in the league this year. After heading into round 4, it'll be then. And Tiwi are back here on Saturday afternoon. It will be a great game against the Tigers. They're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it will be a great game. The Tigers, of course, in the game following this one, up against Wanderers, had a win in round 1 and then lost to Pint at home last week. So yeah, the tipster's nightmare at the moment, trying to pick the winners as we're underway again. Some good work in the ruck by Driscoll. He took the ball himself, kicked long down towards half forward. The mark spilled at half back by Kurt Dunn, but managed to recover at ground level and got the hand pass out. And now running away to the outer side of the ground is Port Jimmy. He kicks out wide there to Michael Dunn. Michael Dunn takes the mark and just runs away from his opponent, chips out wide. And now Tiwi happy to just slow the game down a bit on the outer side while they look for options inboard. And comes across to Babui in a bit of space. He's off and running, has a bounce in the middle of the ground. Groves chasing him down, puts enough pressure on to affect the kick as the ball bounces short, and Driscoll gets a hand pass out. But again, forward pressure this time by Dale Cunningham down there. But Young grabs the ball, gets the hand pass out, and now they work it out of defence down towards half forward. Darcy from behind comes in. He affects Cruz in the marking contest. The ball spills to Patullo. He's got a player in space out the back. It's Church as the ball bounces away from him. He's running into the open goal. Can't miss that one. And that was a better transition play by Palmerston. Moved the ball quickly, got the player out the back and scored the goal.
Their 3rd goal for the game. 3 goals, 8-26, 12-9, 81. 3-minute mark of the final quarter. And as you said, Stuart, they look better when they attack very straight and go for it. And again, that was probably only the 2nd or 3rd time in the match they've done that. Yeah, that's right. Just got to be prepared to roll the dice a bit more like they did then, I think, and move the ball quickly. But Broadchurch gets on the scoreboard, and was good work up the field, and good vision again from Patullo to get it over the top. Shadow completely across the ground now. That'll help the players in the final quarter. The lights are on here at TIO Stadium. Of course, we've got another game after this one as Nightcliff take on the Wanderers.
So Cantilla wins a hit out straight down to Orville. Orville kicks long down towards half forward. McDonald Tipperwoody running with the flight of the ball, snatches it out of the air and runs in and bangs it through for another Tiwi goal, his second, and Tiwi's second of the quarter. So where are we? 4 minutes in and we've got 3 goals in this quarter already, and we only had 2 for the whole of the third quarter.
Absolutely, and McDonald Tipperwoody there, a little bit of experience. He knew what to do. He took his time. He's finding it a bit hard out there with the heat at the moment. He's probably used this a bit cooler weather, playing footy for the last few years.
Yeah, well, he's lived in Melbourne for a long time, even before he was playing in the AFL. So, but obviously really happy to be back playing for the Tiwi Bombers and getting around his people back here in the top end. So the restart here after that McDonald Tipperwoody goal. Cantilla just leaping over the top. He's thrown the boots in there, trying to kick it forward, and he'd be penalised for that one as Michael Driscoll will take the free kick. Goes short to Darcy, just forward of centre, and Darcy now looking to go long. Petullo out on the lead. He gets his hands to the ball, but punched away again, and Cruz coming across the back. Toe poked it out wide. It's gone off his boot over the boundary line. The Palmerston players calling for a free kick for deliberately out of bounds, but umpire didn't see it that way, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
Tiwi, even though they've only had 3 goals against them, been playing the sweeper all day. They've always had that extra man or 1 or 2 men in the back line and willing to run out of there, so it certainly caused a lot of trouble at Palmerston when they've gone forward.
Petullo did the ruck work, gets it back, swings the ball towards goal. Looks good. It is good. It's gone through for another Palmerston goal there. Second in this quarter, and game just opening up a bit here.
Going to take a few more of those with 15 minutes to go, but again, that's what Palmerston should have done right from the word go, is just attack at all costs. And in previous quarters, they've been from positions like that, they've been chipping across the ground. They've not taken the shot at goal, and that time they got the rewards for it. 4 goals, 8:32 to 13:9:87. 6-minute mark of the final quarter.
Yeah, and Josh Petullo's always looked likely up forward there. He's a good target to go to if you can get it in quickly in a one-on-one, but the slow build-ups allowed Black Ninota to really blanket him for a lot of the game as the ball out of the middle. Wiley gets the kick out wide, but Darcy's going to be first there for Palmerston. Tried to run off with the ball before he took possession. Now Lambton comes in to help, and eventually it's tidied up and they thump it forward through Grigg down to half forward. Church comes out and plucks that one out of the air uncontested in between a couple of Tiwi players, and as I said, the game just looks like it's opened up a bit and starting to flow a bit more freely for Palmerston.
Church got his only goal a few minutes ago. He's lining up for his second for the match, and the Magpies' 5th.
Kick on the way from Church. Goal umpire hasn't moved much at all, so straight through for another goal, and consecutive goals for Palmerston for the first time in the game. And as you said, Church gets his second on the board in this quarter.
5 goals, 8:38 to 13:9:87. Coming up to the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So yeah, 7.5 minutes and 5 goals already in this quarter. So some free-flowing football.
Tiwi Bombers led by 30 points at quarter time, 41 points at half time, 55 at 3/4 time.
So umpire Jacob Port to throw the ball up, bring it back into play, as hit-outs won this time by Fuller, but kicked off the ground by Wiley for Tiwi. Now Brendan Cantilla toe pokes it forward as Grigg gets the hand pass back, and Young just ran himself straight into his opponent, but it's been called a high tackle, and Young will go back and take the free kick. Might have been a bit fortunate there. He just tried to blast his way through, but got held up.
He was about a foot taller than the guy who tackled him as well, so yeah.
Aston Hams has run forward here to receive, and he chips out wide short to Edmonds on the outer side of the ground. Edmonds directing some traffic. Church on the lead, ignores that, goes long over the top, looking for Patullo too. We've got numbers back here as the ball hits the ground, wheels at ground level, gets the toe poke forward. Groves running onto it here, tries to kick it out of the air. But Church comes in, picks up, swings around, and could only dribble it off his boot and through for a behind.
Good defence by the Bombers there.
So Kim Cantilla calling for the ball near side here. That's given a bit of air, allows Grigg to come in and get a fist to it and see it over the boundary line for a throw in. But yeah, Kim Cantilla been really impressive today, done lots of work in that forward half and now working up the ground as well. So as I said earlier, moved over from Waratah this year and back playing with Tiwi as Carlson Cantilla wins a hit out down to Kim Cantilla. He's off and running as we speak. 3 bounces now, running towards half forward, not sure which way to go. Tries a drill pass to Roy Cantilla. Roy Cantilla, clever work out of the air, gets it to Brendan Cantilla. He's off and bouncing 3 times now, chips out wide and finds his teammate out there. Some amazing stuff that you probably wouldn't see anywhere else in the country.
I think I called it imaginative football a few minutes ago. There's one absolute classic for you.
And it's Kim Cantilla who initiated that, who ran forward and got on the end of it and received it like he'd been just waiting in the forward pocket the whole time.
He's had a couple of shots for this position today. He's lining up for his 5th.
So kicks on the way, it's drifting across the face, just falls short and just battered through by Kyle Cossack for a behind as Hams brings the ball in, goes short as he generally does to Yule. Yule up the centre of the ground finds McConnell, and McConnell again slowing things down here as he looks for options forward. He's got a lead from Ryan Wharf, but that one's picked off pretty easily in the end by John Tipalura. Tipalura kicks inside forward 50. The ball spills out the back. McDonald Tippingwoody lurking there, runs onto it now, but the tackle's broken by Young. Got the hand pass and Palmerston work it through the hands to Patrick. Patrick comes grandstand side and finds Barrett. Barrett chips back into the corridor. Wasn't his best kick, but Driscoll picked it up at ground level. Got it to Edmonds, who runs around, gets a hand pass over the top to Yule, slips through his hands, allows Cantilla in. Carlson Cantilla got the hand pass across now, follows up himself, falls over backwards, can't control the ball. Callum Groves comes in, almost got a high tackle there. Play on's the call as McConnell gets it forward to Edmonds. Edmonds throws it on the boot, gets it down to half forward. Chance here, but running it strongly out of defence is Blackney Noda once again. Didn't have anything to go to, so went backwards by hand to Cruz. Cruz looking to switch across the face of goal. Wharf coming in to put the pressure on, but beautifully marked there by Port Jimmy under some pressure. And they worked that pretty well, seeing they had nothing forward to go to. Now Michael Dunn's made some space in the corridor at half back. He takes the mark and now runs off, looking to go out wide, and he does to Blackney Nota, who's got a runner out there in Purintata Mary. Purintata Mary takes the mark, looking to swing back inboard, and he finds Carlson Cantilla, who drills the ball, looking for Babui here, bounces to him, picks up and now chips out wide. That's a clever kick out wide here to Roy Cantilla. Roy Cantilla looking for Kim Cantilla down there, a bit of fancy footwork, and his kick back looking for Roy Cantilla, just misses him and allows the Palmerston defence come in and get it over the boundary line, as Bailey Young there, who's worked pretty hard all day for Palmerston, managed to get a fist to it and get it over the boundary line.
They worked out our defence pretty well, the Bombers did, and just didn't take the opportunity went forward. But some tie guys out there now as we come into the 13th minute mark of the final quarter.
Carlson Cantilla again, still running and leaping in the centre there. Got the hand pass forward. It's taken by Wiley here. Shrugs off the tackle now. Stumbles as he kicks forward towards goal and dribbles through for a behind.
So the last time the Tiwi Bombers won a match, and I'm pretty brave to call it now, it was over just under 12 months ago. 29th of October last year was the last time that the Tiwi won a match, and that was against Pint.
So Palmerston chipping it around in the back half. Barrett has it here. He goes long looking for Petula, who got a fist to the ball. Hand pass comes back, or chopped off again by John Tipalura. He's been doing that all day, just getting a hand in, and now the ball falls in his lap as he looks to hand pass forward. He does so to Cunningham. Cunningham eventually controls it and now runs off, has a bounce, gets it back, has a second bounce as he looks for someone to lead toward him, goes out wide with the pass, and the snapshot to goal has gone out of bounds on the full, and some relief for Palmerston back there as Hams dashes back to retrieve the ball to bring it back into play, and he picked up the spare ball from behind the goal, but has been told he's not allowed to do that. I just don't understand that they have to jump the fence to get the ball when there's one sitting right there. Yeah. Well, he picked it up and tried to use it, but was told he's not allowed to. So.
And there's a runner on the other side of the fence standing there about 25 metres from the ball. Yeah.
So Palmerston chipping it around the back half. Yule goes out wide. And now they get to go forward of centre as Tate Barrett ran onto that, got tackled high, and he'll take the free kick. Hand passes off to Philip Wills. Wills chips the ball, looking here for the big fella Petulo, but he had too many numbers in front of him as the long hand pass comes out. Church again with another opportunity, but he swung this one too far and across the face of goal for a behind.
So the Magpies are winning this quarter.
Yep, 3-2 as poor Jimmy brought it into Brendan Cantilla. He chips wide to Jacob Brown, and Jacob Brown just slowing things down. Kicks long down the line here. Oh, up in the marking contest, the mark almost taken there by Clayton Tipalura, but spilled out of his hands as Henry Keranua somehow kept it in play with a hand pass out in front of himself. But then the numbers came in for Palmerston. Kane Fuller has just thrown his boot at that one, and it slid off the side and directly out of bounds on the full, about 10 metres from where he kicked it. So Brendan Cantilla will take the kicking, just waiting for the ball to come back in from the grandstand. No one on the mark at the moment, but Cantilla's not in much of a hurry to take that advantage. And he chips short down the line to Clayton Tipalura.
So the game's just got into a lull period at the moment, as you would manage. 17-minute mark of the final quarter. There's 8 goals in it, and Tiwi now just knocking the ball around.
Yep, they've worked it all the way back as they switch it to the outer side of the ground where Brown goes wide out there, and now Michael Dunn's made some space inboard. He receives, steps off, but chips it out wide, and mark taken by Kurt Dunn. Kurt Dunn in no real hurry here as he kicks wide again, inside forward 50, almost a push there, but play on's the call as the mark spilt, and at ground level there's a wrestle on as Puran Tatameri comes in late to make sure it's wrapped up, and there'll be a ball up once again.
49-point lead to the Tiwi Bombers at the 18th minute mark of the final quarter.
So almost uncontested. Parry won that hit out, but working back there, poor Jimmy got it to the advantage of his teammate as they kick deep into that pocket, and it's punched over the boundary line for another throw in.
Tim Woody tried a rugby pass into the boundary umpire, missed by about 40 feet.
Too hot for the boundary umpire, I think. So, boundary throw in as Parry does the ruck work for Palmerston. Quick kick out, and a free kick's been given away for shepherding out of the contest, and Palmerston worked the ball forward round The outer side of the ground now. Petullo chips in short to Wills. He's got a player over the top, and surely another goal here. And again, it's Church who gets on the end of it and runs in and kicks his third goal, his second from about a metre out. And all of those goals in this final quarter, really when the heat's gone out of the game, but they've still worked the ball a bit better around the outer side that time.
Yeah, Magpies are making this scoreboard look a bit more less scarier, but 6 goals, 10, 46 to 13, 11, 89. As you said, the heat has gone out of this game as we're coming up to time on in the final quarter.
And yeah, Palmerston winning the quarter, 4 goals to 2. So some consolation for them, I suppose, but really need to go away and do some homework on how they really went about it in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, about halfway through that final quarter too, we've taken the pace off the game, and just occasionally they've done a bit of running forward, but in this quarter it's certainly, you can see that they're pretty comfortable with their lead.
So from the restart, bounce favours Driscoll, who wins that hit out pretty easily, but picked up at ground level by Stanley Tipalura. His hand pass missed the mark, but he swings back around to receive the handball from Michael Thompson and delivers the ball nicely down there to Rioli at half forward. Aidan Rioli chips the ball inboard and finds Cruz. Cruz thought about giving the hand pass to Tipalura running past, instead goes back and kicks it to him at centre half forward. So Tiwi player still running. The hand pass goes off to Rioli, but that's not his best kick, and chopped off in defence by Driscoll pretty easily. And now looking to bring the ball grandstand side. He's got Ryan Wharf out there who takes a mark now, looking to play on. Kicks long down the grandstand wing, or through the hands there of Haynes, and over the back, taken nicely by Puruntatameri, but his kick off target slipped through the hands of Wharf, and Brendan Cantilla runs onto it. Got the ball out in front and then had the jumper tackled, claiming that should have had a free kick, but umpire says no, and it's over the boundary line and be a throw-in once again.
I think the Palmerston player knew he got away with one there. He had a big smile on his face as he walked away, and he certainly did get away with that one.
So from the throw-in at ground level, Rioli claiming the free kick as well. Forgot where the ball was, but no free kick and a ball up once again. All doing the ruck work this time. Almost won that hit out. Get down to Cantilla, out to Port Jimmy, who couldn't control it in his hands, and again just sloppily over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Just couldn't find the handle of it then, and I said it's 22-minute mark of the final quarter. Some tight guys out there. It's been a warm day here in the top end.
So from that ruck contest, plenty of players around the ball. It comes out to Brendan Cantilla, hooks the ball high towards the top of the goal square. Hams almost taken out of the contest. Darcy eventually gets control of the ball and thumps it out of the defensive area for Palmerston, but Tiwi set up behind the play. Nicely done once again by John Tipalura. Really been impressed with his game across half-back, and they've got it out wide here to Brown. Brown's got players the near side of the ground and switches into the middle, where there was enough perceived pressure put on Blackney Noda to affect the mark, but he recovered well and got the kick out to Cruz, and now Tiwi just happy to chip around at the back as Stanley Tipalura comes out wide to Port Jimmy. Thaddeus Port Jimmy back to Tipalura, and he chips it forward to Cruz. He's got Port Jimmy running over the top, but ignores that and goes backwards instead. In a bit of junk time here as Kurt Dunn spilt the mark, taking his eyes off it, but of course there was no one around him, so he had time to go back and tidy up and get it to Cruz once again. Cruz goes for the longer option across field this time, and mark taken back here by John Tipalura, who just chips it up in the air to Kurt Dunn, almost daring the Palmerston players to run in and try to intercept, but Kurt Dunn now is switching again to Tipalura in the goal square.
That's 18 passes there with got back about 70 metres. There's 19.
And Cruz takes a mark in the back pocket, so everyone just waiting for the siren to go here, but there may be a minute or two more as Cruz chips to Michael Dunn, who's run to make some space.
Had a good day today, Michael Dunn.
Yeah. A very experienced player for Tiwi. He's not the young player he was. He's 30 years old now, but still got some toe about him and controls the game in the back half for Tiwi. As slung in the tackle there was Cruz, and he'll receive the free kick, thinking about switching wide, but there's a 50-metre penalty, so he'll be marched up to the centre of the ground here as all of the heat's gone out of the game. And by default, really, Tiwi go forward of 50, forward of centre for the first time for a while after all of those possessions in the back half. And Cruz hand passes off to Brendan Cantilla, who just checks the ball with a nice pass to Roy Cantilla, who's going backwards and wide here to Blackney Noto. He hand passes back to Orville. Now Orville looking to go into the centre of the ground where Cruz is in space all by himself. He's got the player out wide. As the siren goes, he swings it out there, and the Tiwi fans rejoice with a comfortable victory here, and obviously one that has a lot of meaning with the ceremony that they had before the game, Nick, and everything that's happened on the Tiwi Islands over the last month or so. But a really impressive performance by Tiwi, and thoroughly deserved winners.
Yep, they had a big week in week one and just didn't get over there. Had the bye last week, and of course now 43-point winners, 6 goals, 10, 46 to 13, 11, 89. So a big one, as you said, for the Tiwi Bombers on a big day for the club. Your best players around the ground, Stuart?
Yeah, look, as I said in the call, all of the Cantillas were good, weren't they? Carlson Cantilla in the ruck was something special. Really liked Brendan Cantilla's game and Kim Cantilla's game, and Roy Cantilla did a bit, and the two Tipaluras, John Tipalura across back, really controlled things, and Stanley Tipalura was good. But yeah, they had good players everywhere, really, and for Palmerston, not so much, but I thought Bailey Young really battled hard all day, was probably their best. Ashton Hams gets a lot of the ball, but didn't really get them going forward as much as he might have. Lucas Edmonds was a good player again, and Broadchurch kicked those 3 goals in the last quarter. So yeah, that's how I saw it. But yeah, an impressive performance from Tiwi.
So the goal kickers for Palmerston, Lucas Evans got 2 early in the game, Joshua Batula got 1, and then Broderick Church got the 3 at the end there. I'm going to let you do the goal kickers for Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, Kim Cantilla was their major goal kicker, 4 goals. Anthony McDonald Tipping Woody chipped in with 2 goals in the second half, and Timothy Babui got a couple of goals in the first half, and other than that it was singles. But an impressive performance from Tiwi, and really gives them hope going into the rest of the season, and Palmerston with some work to do.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to host you this afternoon. My name is Nick Danks. I was joined by Stuart Davis. Tune in next week and we'll catch you for round 4 action of AFL NT. Up after this game though, 7 o'clock here at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff Tigers take on Wanderers. Good night.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFLNT coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here for round 3 action here for the Men's Premier League comp this evening. We've got a great spectacle here for you, ladies and gentlemen, between Nightcliff and the Wanderers. My name's Dave Kennedy, and I'm joined by my commentary partner this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, Stu Davies. Welcome, Stu.
Thanks, Dave. Looking forward to a great game here. We just saw a terrific game in the game before this one with Tiwi Bombers getting up for their first win for quite some time, and the crowd got pretty excited about that.
I actually got pretty excited watching it as well, Stu. It's certainly from a Victorian perspective, it's a different brand of football and one that's very excited to watch. Shame I'm going home next weekend, so I won't get to continue to watch this great brand of footy.
Oh, well, you can see it on the stream, that's for sure, Dave.
Yeah, true.
So from the bounce to open the game, missed both rucks there, was allowed to play on as the big fellow Lock got the hand pass out, and Nightcliff first to go forward with a bit of a scrubber kick down to half forward. Philo comes in, picks up cleanly, gets the hand pass across to Tardru. Hand pass is over the top, but no one there, and working back hard. Wanderers with the chance to run the ball out of defence as Paul Forrester gets it inboard to Marlon Motlop back in the side for the first time this year, and Forrester's kick misses the target, and a chance for Nightcliff early as Kyle Emery comes out on the lead and takes the mark about 35 out directly in front of Mitch Taylor. Kyle Emery, bit of a journeyman footballer who's didn't play in the NTFL last year, but is a Nightcliff Premiership player, and of course prior to that had some years at Palmerston, but he's a very handy player up forward, and a target for Nightcliff as comes in now with the set shot, kicks on the way, goal umpire does not move, straight through the middle, and Emery gets Nightcliff on the board early in this first quarter.
Yeah, it's Nightcliff getting their gun midfielder with his hands on the ball early. Philo, he had a bit of an interrupted game last week out there at Nightcliff. He didn't quite get everything his own way, but it's good to see him. Right from the start, he's their premier on ball. He's got his hands on the footy.
Yeah, that's right, and just a skill error coming out of defence allowed the turnover and gave Nightcliff that opportunity, as you see on the replay there. Emery, a big strong body coming out of the goal square. So from the restart, the big fella Lock reaches up, gets the tap forward, now comes in and tidies up himself, gets a hand pass forward, but it's Wanderers through Marley King who get it down to half forward, cutting across there. Dre Thompson just couldn't control the ball. Hand pass comes out to Tottenham now. He kicks towards goal, but Morris got back there and got his hands to it, tapped it away, and it bounced into the behind post. So a boundary throw in at the Michael Long Centre end of the ground. So from the throw in, Lock works his way to the front, as wrapped in the tackle there was Twycross for Nightcliff, but no prior opportunity to get rid of the ball, and umpire Tim Bitterscombe throws it up as it's batted away by Lock. Philo hand passes over his head, but at ground level it's out of the pack of players. The kick comes out of the Nightcliff defence. There's a free kick being paid here for holding, as chipped out wide by Tardru, and he finds Dams out there, and over to Eilert. Eilert goes wide around the outer side of the ground, and Aidan Scott couldn't keep it in, and it's a boundary throw in.
It's a beautiful night for football here at TIO, Stu. The wind was up for the afternoon game, but the wind's dropped completely, so no excuses out there tonight. There's beautiful conditions for footy.
Lock again wins that hit out, but some clever work, got it backwards, but deemed to be a throw. It almost did look a bit that way, a bit of a catch and throw. So it's Cameron Eilert's about 10 metres over the mark here, but Jesse Marshall gets the kick out wide, and Wanderers just trying to chip it through the traffic there as Arbin goes long round the outer side of the ground, and now the chip forward and a chance for Wanderers here as the mark's taken by Henry White about 40 metres out from goal on the outer side of the ground.
He had an option to go a bit quicker, move quick. He had a free man in the goal square, but he's back at himself. Go back and slot it, hopefully now.
So White comes in now, the kick going right to the goal line. It's just drifted across, I think, and Jonathan Peris sees it over for a behind, and Brown goes straight up the middle of the ground and finds Randall. Randall chips out wide to Zach Moody. Zach Moody at half-back. There's a 50-metre penalty being paid here for encroaching on the protected area, and Moody keen to move the ball quickly, gets it inside forward 50. Cameron Eilert comes out, couldn't gather on the first attempt, and then got wrapped in the tackle, and he's pinged for holding the ball, as it was deemed that he tried to get through the tackler there, but Daniel Clee with the free kick goes out wide looking for Arbin. It spilt the mark under pressure, and the ball's spilled over the boundary line, so it'll be a throw in. Nathan Arbin, his second year at Wanderers, and he's been made vice-captain. He was pretty impressive in the opening round, which I saw. I didn't see last week's Wanderers game, but a very handy player for them, as Cooper Dams on the left foot. His first game for Nightcliff gets the kick forward, and at ground level it's Kennedy who gets the hand pass over the top. Here's a chance for Nightcliff as the shot towards goal looks good. They're celebrating, and that's a Nightcliff goal to Cody Zust, I think, in his first game in Nightcliff colours. So a few first gamers here tonight, and Nightcliff with a couple of goals on the board.
Yeah, great hands by Brett Kennedy there too. He's got great vision. We've seen it last week. He uses the ball pretty well. Another first gamer out there, Cooper Dams, number 31, that we're keeping an eye on. He's come out of the TIO NTFL, so he looks good on paper, Stu, so see how he goes.
Obviously looked good enough on the track as well to get in the side. So yeah, a good start for Nightcliff, the first couple of goals, and just as you said, that breeze had died off. The flags are just fluttering a bit out there, so any breeze is favouring the end that Nightcliff are going to, but I don't think it would have much effect on the game, as Wanderers clear this one away. But cutting across at half-back again was Twycross for Nightcliff, and they work it through the hands, running through Zach Moody, running hard, and delivers the ball beautifully to Michael Mummery at the 50. Mummery looking for options forward. Cameron Eilert on the long lead. Mummery hooks the ball into the corridor instead. It spills free. Emery pounces on that, kicks with the left straight into the player in front of him. But now here's an opportunity with the snapshot around the corner, but working back in defence for Wanderers was Matthew Motlop. He took that mark on the last line, and they work it around the grandstand side now as Marshall kicks the ball back inboard, but plenty of traffic in there as Clee at ground level tries to get it out to the advantage of Dre Thompson, but ball couldn't be controlled, and it's over the boundary line and be thrown in. So from that throw in over the top, it's thumped forward by Sam Overall for Nightcliff. At ground level, the kick comes up high, and running back with the flight of the ball, Marshall takes a good mark. Now sees a player free forward and delivers beautifully to his teammate there, who's wearing a number that we don't have on our team sheet. So the quick kick in from Jackson East for Wanderers, sees the ball to the advantage of Domick. Domick gets bundled over and then caught with the ball and gives away the free kick. So in the back half, Tadra again goes short and finds Norton, who goes to Islet. So Nightcliff happy to just chip it around at the moment. Gets out the back now. Aidan Scott running onto it, or just tried to run off with the ball before taking possession as Totham came in, got the hand pass over the top but didn't find a teammate. The quick kick goes forward and Mummery can't control it and keep it in play, so a boundary throw in on the outer side again.
Looks like Nightcliff have not going to repeat last week's mistakes where they really turned the footy over in the middle of the ground with that kick from half back, Stu. So they've been a lot more careful, aren't they? They're looking to try and really pick those targets out and pick their way through the Wanderers' defence.
So doing the ruck work was overall for Nightcliff, but it's Wanderers with the clearance as the kick comes into half-forward Morris from behind, trying to punch the ball away. Here's an opportunity for Wanderers as Keelan Fijay gets out the back, has a bounce, runs into the open goal and bangs it through from a couple of metres out to get Wanderers' first goal on the board, and that's the response that they were looking for after Nightcliff kicked the first two, and just a loose ball out the back, and Fijay pounced on it and ran away and kicked Wanderers' opening goal.
Yeah, it's a small forwards dream, that one that gets over the back. As you can see, it's just a attempted barrel, which you know, the old Hail Mary into the forward line, and then it's just been knocked forward out on the replay there. And
yeah, he's done pretty well, hasn't he?
Done well.
Ground level.
Yeah.
Scooped it up cleanly and got away with a clean pair of heels.
They're good, those replays, aren't they, Stu?
Yeah, we love it. Love it. 3 cameras in this game as well, so great viewing experience. Clear in the middle of the ground. Gets the quick kick forward, nicely taken and hand passed by Davidson, and now they get the ball inside forward 50 as Norton just tried to chop that one off, but now the kick comes out to Brown, who's been in good early season form for Nightcliff, and he chips the ball into the centre square where Zoost takes it, kicks out wide, and Nightcliff the chance to go forward again. The kick comes in, Emery gets his hands to the ball, couldn't take the mark, slips over the back, a long shot towards goal, just offline from Michael Randall and through for a behind. So he looked pretty well in control and casual over the possession and the kick, but just dragged it a bit. So Wanderers bring it grandstand side, and Marshall takes the mark. Had a few early touches for Wanderers. He tries to bite off a bit more than he could chew there, and he turned it over to Tardrew for Nightcliff, who will thump the ball back in. He goes short instead, and I'm not sure that was his intended target, but it's hit Zach Moody on the 50-metre line, and Moody looking to switch to the outer side where he's got a player in some space, and it's a pretty good kick out there as well, and he's found Bailey Edwards out there. Sorry. So Edwards with the shot at goal. It's swinging across the face and just a behind once again. So a couple of opportunities missed by Nightcliff as Wanderers bring it into the outer side of the ground. Mitch Taylor swings it wide, and now they're often running around the outer side of the ground as the ball slips over the back. Running back onto it down there was Norton for Nightcliff, got it to his teammate Rinaldi, who was caught under pressure. Cullinan gets a hand pass out, and now the chip kick inside gives Wanderers the opportunity again as Davidson swings the ball around, but it falls short, and Jay Moody working back manages to scramble it over the behind line for a rush behind.
There's been plenty of uncontested possession anyway. I'd like to see Nightcliff are using the ball pretty well, but and I think Wanderers are, as we see, another 50 out from full back here. So, but both teams are using the ball pretty heavily. Lots of possessions.
So Filo got it out wide. Kennedy gathers and kicks inside 450. That's a good pass and a good mark taken by Tardrew out in front. He's got a leading player in Emery, just fell short of him, scrambles for it at ground level now, tried to bat it back to Tardrew, but it went past him and now picked up in defence by Marlon Motlop. He goes short, and there's a free kick being paid here to Daniel Clee, who's been told to go back around over the mark. He goes backwards to Mitch Taylor at half-back. Taylor drills a pass up the corridor and finds Jackson East. East has players out wide. He tries to get it over the top. Cameron Eilert working back out there, but just got caught underneath it a bit, and now Wanderers able to run and deliver inside forward 50. The ball gets out the back again. Running onto it out here was White for Wanderers, but just couldn't control the ball, and Nightcliff defenders swarm in, and it'll be a ball up once again.
Beautiful ball movement, you know, that switch of play and then go to the leading forward. They're just that last kick, they just couldn't bite it off, Stu, but they're moving the ball well.
So doing the ruck work was Cullinan, but tried to take possession but couldn't, and now the Nightcliff kick out of defence was smothered. Now scrambled kick out at ground level. Davidson just lost his footing, and Zach Moody did well to get it by hand out to Bailey Edwards. Edwards on the run with a bounce, delivers inside forward 50, cutting across Tawdry, couldn't take the mark. Mitchell Taylor thumped it away, and now it comes by hand out wide, and a shot for goal. Looks pretty good, it is good, and it's another Nightcliff goal, and this time it's Sam Overall who delivers the goal for Nightcliff, and just got on the outside to receive the handball there in good position.
Yeah, the big fella front and centre doing the roving duties. It's good to see, but once again both teams are pulling the trigger through the corridor, and it seems to be creating some really nice bits of play. As you can see in the replay, the Wanderers defended, but